Hopefully everyone's reading us loud and clear. Babyface is trying to do a horror show right now for some reason, which I don't know. I'm going to drop the open.
Welcome back to the Hank Strange
Here we go.
situation.
Make sure you guys subscribe, thumbs up, ring the bell so you could be notified whenever we go live. But yes, it's true. The man, the myth, the legend, Walter Keller, he's back. I hope you got your Walter Keller panties on. You might be swimming in them right now. They might be kind of big. Yeah. Come on, let's do jazz hands. Let's see the jazz hands, people. All right, there we go. Welcome back to the Who Moved My Freedom podcast. This is episode 405. It's Free for All Monday. Walter Keller of Safety Harbor Firearms is back. Babyface P, there he goes, messing around with the lighting right now.
So I'm changing things as other screens come up. So this is white, this is yellow. I'm trying to mix them. Otherwise, I look terrible. I don't want to look ghosty.
Yeah. So, you
nice and bright.
I don't know. Yeah, he's gonna be messing with this. You must have just gotten this in the mail or something.
I don't know what you're talking about.
He's gonna be. This is gonna go on all show. He's just gonna be messing around with it.
See, look, I look nice and warm.
Okay.
Nice and cozy.
That's such a warm glow you have about you.
I'm pregnant, guys.
You've got a nice pinkness. You've got a nice pinkness to your face. Yeah, you might be pregnant if you check Google. That's one of the things we're going to talk about.
God.
We're going to talk about today the conspiracy of Google against manhood, conservatism. Google's question.
There's no conspiracy anymore.
No, well, there's no conspiracy. That's the way it is.
True.
Yeah, it's all out in the open.
Yeah.
Yes, so we're going to get into all of that. Of course, Walter's going to give us a recap of his adventures over in England. We thought maybe he wasn't going to come back. He was going to try to get citizenship over there. You
saw my little video clip about the only gun I could have in England. Right? that little souvenir cannon that I bought.
That's it.
On Instagram, did you see that one?
Did that go up today? I didn't see that one.
No, I did that while I was over there.
Oh, I didn't see that. I didn't see it.
Well, I think I tagged you. I've been trying to tag you and everything. So.
Oh, okay. All right. I got to search through there for it.
You've been ignoring me then.
No, not at all. Shout out to Hootie Hoo, all the other people out there. Please come in, thumbs ups, guys. We appreciate the thumbs ups. All right, as you're coming in here.
Yeah. That's right.
Yeah.
Tasty face.
So let's see. On this Free for All Monday, let me go through here real quick. We got Jade Groove, Special K, Michael Bender, Chris Williams. The Tyven Show is out there. By the way, the Tyven Show sent me something today that if you guys remind me, I'll talk about it. FPSRussia was on his podcast talking about he actually had his sentencing and everything. So.
Oh, really?
Oh. What happened?
Well,
so we'll get into it.
So he had his sentencing, and he was after he had his. He was on Tyven's show after the sentencing.
No, he was on his own show. I guess FPS has a podcast or something.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, okay. He has a podcast going. So very interesting. Let's see. Just remind me, and we'll get into it. It was. I didn't watch all of it, but I watched a lot of it. So let's see. Flopping Garbage is out there. Armament and Axes. Michael Bender, Chris Bullis, SoCal Gunner. Randy Peacock.
Big Dick Willie.
Okay, Walter. Just shout out whoever you see, Walter. It's good.
Sorry.
Walter's been waiting. Walter was actually, I heard reports, Walter was walking around England just going, Big Dick Willie. Yeah.
That wouldn't be anything out of the ordinary, probably.
The British were like,
one of our acquaintances over there, a female. Her favorite phrase is "fuck off." That's her favorite phrase.
Oh yeah. Okay.
Yeah, but it sounds really good coming out of her mouth because it's got that English.
Oh, you like the British accent? Okay, cool.
And fuck off.
Okay, no, not too many, Walter. Don't get us banned here already.
Oh, sorry.
Yeah. Everything sounds good with a British accent. I am myself a fan of a woman with a British accent. Lola's perfect. She's pretty close to perfect, but it would be awesome if Lola had a British accent.
Well, one thing that always freaks me out, I'll see like an Asian chick, and you don't know what's going to come out the mouth when it opens up, where it's going to have like an Asian sound to it or what, and it's like bloody hell, it's like
doesn't fit right.
Heavy duty English accent coming out of Asians.
So there's and in England you'll find all of that. There's Africans with British accents.
Oh yeah, that throws me too a little bit.
Yeah. So You know, Indians obviously with British accents, all of that good stuff going on over there. So that's the one thing. Like when I came here, I had a British accent, but the last time I was back in England, I had an American accent, and the reverse was happening. All the girls were like, "Oh my God, your accent!"
Oh, look at you.
Their British, like, you know, in their British accent, they were going all crazy for my American accent. I was getting some action. It's
John Wayne, you.
Yeah, it's pretty good. But those were my younger days. Those were the days, younger, skinnier days. And I'm telling you, I wish I had the ability to go through this camera and choke Babyface P, because he's still messing with the lighting.
I'm not touching anything.
I can see you messing with it.
It's the camera. It's the camera doing it. Watch. See auto, and then it'll get brighter.
Oh yeah. Okay. Fine. Okay.
Scully
I think what I need to do is bounce them off the ceiling next time. I'll try that.
Maybe you can bounce it off the moon back into your window.
Back into the window, yeah.
Well, okay, so here's the thing, Babyface. If you're going to do this, you should probably take off the lights in the room.
You think so?
Yeah. That might... Oh, boy.
It really look like Creature Feature then.
Yeah.
Wait,
hold on. Let's just go to Babyface and see how this works.
This get really weird now.
Okay, so see the color has changed a little bit. You might have to...
Now I got to turn it down a bit.
There, look
there
at
you
that.
Go.
Low. Oh, you had it. You closed it. Go.
See, the problem is the camera's auto-adjusting at the same time.
We are just driving. Someone out there is having an epileptic fit.
There you go.
Right
there
now.
you go. Right there.
That's without backlighting.
Yeah.
Let's see. I'm turning it up slowly. That's with the lowest setting possible.
That's good.
All right. So no backlighting and lowest setting possible. Yeah, I think next time I'll probably end up bouncing it off the ceiling or something.
Yeah.
So it just brightens everything.
He's becoming such a diva, Walter, since you were away. Yeah, you don't know. He's a super diva now. I don't even know what to do.
Pretty soon it'll be a green screen behind him, and you'll have a lathe running behind you in the green screen.
Give me ideas.
He's getting really, really, really ridiculous. I just edited a video I think we did on Friday where him and I were sitting down talking, and I didn't even realize he did this until I was editing it. He did some kind of crazy shades move. He had his shades on.
What?
No.
I thought you saw that.
No, I had no clue what was going on.
I didn't know you didn't notice.
I'm looking at him like, what the hell is Patrick? What is this? You know, so this was some move. He looked like he choreographed this move and everything, and he was just waiting for the next time I did a video with him. So, yeah.
I do.
Yeah. So you got
in my spare time, I just stare in a mirror and practice.
Yeah.
Practice my.
Yeah, you guys have to check out Babyface P's channel. I think you're approaching 800.
We're almost there. We're almost at 800, which is almost to 1,000, which is right around the corner to 10,000, and then that's not that far from 100,000.
You hook up with the lathe fuds, you'll be at 1 million, man.
Yeah.
There are guys out there that just want to see like machining and machinery porn, and I'm on board with it.
Yeah.
The only problem right now is trying to figure out how to find a backplate for that lathe. So.
Oh, the lathe has issues. The lathe more.
Oh,
why is your camera focusing all the time? Take off the autofocus.
No, I don't think I can.
Oh.
I'm trying to figure out those settings, and I don't think I can turn autofocus off. It's because there's not enough lighting behind me.
Oh.
So we're gonna have to fuck with all this next time.
Yeah, you're gonna have to put the lights back on.
Yeah, that's what I figured.
Or do what I do. I mean, I got some balls. Those help.
Your balls are always bouncing from the left and to the right.
Yeah. By the way, Lola says that you did a Brandon Herrera move, and then apparently Brandon's in the chat also?
I don't know what Herrera move I did, but I'll do it again.
Yeah, I don't know. He was trying. I see with the glasses.
Where's my RPK?
Yeah.
So, I got your RPK right here.
Yeah, obviously I'm not going to get to shout out everyone, but shout outs to everyone's out there. If you need a specific shout out, let me know. I'll give it to you. I see Lewis 1911, Bunny Fartloads is out there, DC2 Mega Boost, Drucifer, Pixamite, Paul K, Rafael Morales.
Bunny Fartloads.
Yeah, okay. Brandon Herrera. He says, I'm worried as soon as I come back the internet will cut out again as soon as me and Babyface get into the heavy AKs.
I know. We were like digging into AKs and the internet.
Wait a second. Is Brandon coming back on? Because you're not going to be on that day. I couldn't
because Hank can't get a word in edgewise.
Yeah, that was. No, that's fine. You guys had a good combo. Let's see. Edward Andrews is out there. Maybe we'll.
See the progress on the lathe. Go check out my Instagram. I've just put up a video yesterday of like massive progress. So it's like 5 steps forward, but now I'm at another roadblock, and I'm trying to figure out how to get past that roadblock.
But to get that faceplate or that backplate or whatever.
Yeah, there's a guy down near you,
Probably
Walter, that does like machine restorations. So I was gonna call and see if I could buy one and have him cut it for me, because now I'm SOL. I can't cut.
Yeah, so, you gotta get something that's threaded and get a threaded blank, and then put it on your machine and turn it. Mm-hmm. And then drill the holes and yada yada yada.
I can once I can get it on the spindle, once I can get it threaded on the internal for the right size, I can do all the rest of it no problem. That's all easy.
Hey, welcome to Hank Strange's Lathe Talk.
Exactly, we're back to Lathe Talk.
Lifestyles of the lathe.
I am going to keel over. It's
now your cutting tool sharp enough to do the job.
Oh man, I did use the Chinese carbide and I didn't hate it, but everybody's telling me to get rid of the Chinese carbide.
Here's the thing. As long as Patrick has those tools there when I need to get something done, that's all that matters.
Oh yeah. How much should I have charged you for the for those 2 pens that I put in?
I'll run a tab for you, and then you run one. You'll run one for me.
So do you have that gun there?
Oh, what gun? Oh, the DMK-22. No, I don't have it.
So on that, we put a barrel in it, and I had to dimple the barrel to put the. So we used the milling machine to dimple the barrel you needed, and then put it.
How you like my milling machine there?
I love it.
It's nice.
I love it.
Here's the thing.
I'm gonna make so many things now. I love it.
Yeah, a couple of things. If I could take back control here, I know it's FreeForAll Monday. Okay. One, Judd Miller subscribed to you, babyface. So shout out to Judd Miller.
Appreciate it.
See if you can get Brandon Herrera to subscribe to you, because let me tell you, you should actually do a video with Brandon, because when
Brandon
he puts
gets
up
some numbers when he does it.
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
man.
It's about the John Wick stuff. Jesus Christ.
I want to look at the percentage. Go ahead. What?
I was gonna say, you mix John Wick in there, and it's like it blows up.
Well, I want to see with Brandon's. I want to see his statistics. I want to see what percentage are female there, or if it's all dudes, because then I'm growing all my hair out so I can flip my hair back and do all that stuff.
Oh yeah.
Get the dudes all hotted up. But no, Brandon makes cool videos when he throws up videos. Let's see, what's Walter showing off here? What is this? Interesting. I think I saw this before.
M10X.
Yeah, that's the who was on that used to work for that company. Didn't we have somebody on that worked there?
Yeah, you did. That was.
I don't remember who it was.
The guy from
BWE.
Doing heavy duty Accutech.
Oh,
yep.
right. Oh, that's it. Oh, nice.
Yep, that's the guy.
Nice. Oh, cool. Okay, very cool. By the way, just in case, if you guys want to know, if you Walter, if you want to know, I actually did throw up a picture of that elevated science suppressor that we put into that gun. It's on Stranger Palooza on Instagram. So I don't know if you guys follow Stranger Palooza on Instagram. So let's see here. You have to go to Instagram and check out Stranger Palooza. Which actually, I'm getting a thing from. You know who it is? Trey is saying that there's a house number in that post I threw up there. So I don't know how Trey actually saw that, but.
What post is it? Mine?
Yeah.
I don't. It's not hard if you truly want to find me. You're gonna find me.
Yeah, it's not. He says. Yeah, Babyface says it's not difficult to track him down. Here, I'll share my iPhone. So here's the post. So there's like an orange Mustang, and then there's a black Volkswagen.
Some shitty black car.
Yeah, black Volkswagen.
With a guidance system, it doesn't.
The girl at Hank let me drive it the other day to pick up coffee, and the girl at Dunkin' was like, I pulled through, and she's like, "Did you paint your car black?" And I was like, "No, this is about 10 times the price of my car."
So if you check it out, here's a picture of Patrick. There's his Bureau of Propaganda from Barnauls. And then here's him working on it, and here's a close-up. That's Elevated Science. You guys should check out Elevated Science. That's where we got the Ruger 1022 barrel that's going in the Defiance DMK. If you remember, I've shown that before. That's the aluminum.
I'm out of the loop on this one.
Yeah, okay, so do you remember the Defiance DMK 22?
Yeah, that chassis you had?
Well, no, it's an entire gun, AR-15, that's aluminum from the guys from Chris Vector.
Brandon says he'll dox me for $50 and 50 BMG ammo. That's like what, 10 rounds? That's not worth it. Come on. See, that's the other thing is I'm sorry, I'm cutting you off right here.
No, it's cool.
But for my personal info, the other thing is I buy and sell a lot of shit through AR15.com, and I use my email address, which is babyfaceP. So anybody that I buy and sell to knows my address. Like, it's not going to be hard to find me.
Well, also, if there's guys out there that are in the area and you want Patrick to help you out with some, he's got I don't know if I should be talking about that or not, but I think you help people out, right?
Yeah.
Maybe they can make a little donation
local,
to the Babyface Fund.
Yeah, I don't mind helping.
Yeah.
If I have the tooling to help you and you don't mind spending an hour or two working on it, I don't mind helping.
Yeah. Soprano gave us $2. He says he has nothing to say, though. So, shout out to
Bada bing.
Soprano. Bada bang. Bada bang. Yeah, so there's a whole bunch of stuff going on here. My phone is blowing up. Yeah, so let me see. Now I completely forgot what I was talking about.
The 22, we did the barrel.
Yeah.
So and so.
Yeah. So okay. So we have the 22 from the guys that make the Chris Vectors. Chris has a company called I guess it's called Defiance, and they make an AR-15 all aluminum called the DMK-22. It uses Ruger 1022 barrels. That's what I think is really cool about it. You can change your grips on it, but you could change your trigger, a whole bunch of stuff, and you can also change the barrel. So of course, Walter, I got integrally suppressed barrel from Elevated Science.
Okay, that's a new name to me.
I'm sorry, Elevated Silence. I don't know why I keep saying Elevated
Silence. They're down.
Yeah, Elevated Silence. They're in Florida. Where were they again? Babyface.
I'm gonna say this, and it's kind of a duh, but some beach somewhere. But I don't remember. I don't remember.
Florida's all beaches.
I know.
That's from some beach, Florida. Beach.
Yeah. There's probably a place in Florida called Some Beach.
Some Beach. That's where the bandit hangs out at Some Beach, Florida.
Yeah.
They're in Santa Rosa Beach.
Santa Rosa.
Up in the Panhandle.
Panhandle. Yeah.
Panhandle.
Yeah. So they're good guys. I'm gonna try to get them to come on the show here at some point. But we got that on. It's great. I'll throw up some video. We're gonna test it and do all that kind of stuff. So that's why I was hanging out over with Babyface. If you check out Stranger Palooza, the IG, you'll be able to see. That's where I throw up car stuff, which is what I'm supposed to be doing in the summertime. Like, in the summertime when things slow down a little bit for guns, I'm still going to do gun stuff on Hank Strange, still going to do the podcast, and then
you don't want to die.
Car stuff. Yeah. Well, we're going to do car stuff. Like, Walter and I have some car stuff coming up that we're supposed to be doing. And while Walter was gone, I put up a couple of videos. There was, what was it? The Halflinger and the Pin Scour, and what the heck is that big truck that Sean has that thing on?
Oh, that's my truck. That's the 1078.
The 1078. Yeah, we did the 1078, and then I guess Sean has the Gladiator. Was it?
Yeah, that's the Jeep. Yep, Jeep Gladiator.
Yeah, so all of those things are up. What I'm doing is I'm putting like the military vehicles and things like that I think gun guys will be interested in on Hank Strange as well as Stranger Palooza, just because Stranger Palooza doesn't have enough people following it to do anything, but hopefully we'll build it up one of these days with everything, going on here. I just need more stuff to do, Patrick.
Well,
I got plenty if you want to come film.
Yeah.
I do too.
Yeah, exactly. We got plenty of things if you want to diversify outside of guns.
Yeah. And what is this? Brandon says, I have a major project that's been taking up AK-50 time this last 2-3 weeks, but you'll see in about 2 weeks. Well, it was totally worth it. Okay, cool. Hopefully he'll come on here. I don't know if Lola has him scheduled up to come on. And then quick, before we get into a whole bunch of craziness here, no show tomorrow. We've got some personal things going on, so no show tomorrow. We got to take care of that, and then we'll be back Wednesday. I don't think we're doing a live with Mac this week, so we'll be back Wednesday getting up to something.
Sweet.
So, what is this? Brian Davis says 2019 GT350R. Go check it out for reals.
GT350, that's a Mustang, isn't it?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, is that the new one that just came out? It's like 700 and something.
R? I don't know. I don't know much about the R.
Or was that the 550?
The GT500 is in the works. They haven't really announced it yet.
Okay, I know there was a Mustang that has like 700 horsepower that they announced.
Yeah, that's the GT500.
The 500, yeah, 700 horsepower. Yeah, you know what? Until they
never keep the wheels from spinning.
Yeah,
never keep the wheels.
Until they make it all-wheel drive. Sorry, not gonna.
Never get to put it all the way to the floor. The wheels will spin.
Yeah, not gonna do it.
It'll break free.
Yeah.
I want to move. Can I move? Boom! The tires explode.
If you just want to burn up your tires, listen, there's nothing wrong. This is America. You can burn your tires if you want to.
You want to burn your car, burn your tires, whatever.
Let me tell you, you know what's pretty badass?
Burn some ammo, what the heck?
Yeah. Now, Babyface has a Mustang, which is, it's cool. It's
fantastic.
It's
it was $24,000.
Is it 4-cylinder or something?
310 horsepower. Actually, 320 horsepower.
Okay, that's respectable.
And I didn't break the bank buying it.
No,
that's the
I respect it. You are a very practical man. Actually, my friend Mark had one. I think he sold it already because he goes through cars faster than I do. But he had the Bullet edition.
Yeah, the Bullets are pretty cool.
That was nice. Yeah, that was nice. It looks better in person than it does in all the videos. Sounds really cool too. But I think he moved on from that. I'm not sure what he's up to right now. I think he told me, but I can't remember. So there you go. All right, so let's see what we should get into here. We got a whole bunch of stuff that we can get into. Do you guys want to start, Walter? I don't know if you are aware of this. I don't know when's the last time you've looked into this, but there's a distinct possibility that if you go to YouTube, go to Google. I'm going to do this. Let's see. I'm going to try to do this live for people here so that we could see what happens. Go to the Googles, okay, and type in, let's see here. This is the thing. Trying to do this live. Okay, type in men can space. And basically, I didn't know if you know this, Walter, but you can have babies. You can get pregnant. Apparently, you can have periods. Okay.
Oh, I do have periods, but they're not the kind you think.
You can cook.
Periods
well, that's true.
Insanity.
That's true. Yeah, you can cook. That's true. Men can cook.
Yeah. Girls can.
Yeah. So, I don't know if you guys saw this, but Project Veritas has a pretty good.
Hey, is there any way to fuck with Google and put like men can fart and men can shit and men can piss and standing and all that stuff? Is there a way to do that?
Yes, you used to be able to, and they've pretty much locked down search to the point now where they tell you what they want you to see.
Yeah.
It used to be where popular things were aggregated to the top, but they don't do that anymore. No. And we have proof now that they don't do that anymore.
Like you say, I want to see Hillary Clinton's ass or something like that. It won't come up.
You type
Why
in
would
Hillary
you want to
Clinton
see that?
nothing comes up. Nothing comes up about emails.
Yeah.
You type in Donald Trump and it's email signature, email, everything.
Yeah. So if you guys check out Project Veritas, you can look at it in the YouTube channel. I think I also have the Breitbart article here. Let me see if I can find the Breitbart article that I had for Project Veritas.
Everybody needs to go out. I'm not going to say do it now because we're in the middle of a show, but after this, everybody needs to go watch the Project Veritas video.
Yeah.
It will disgust you. If you have any love for freedom in tech, it will disgust you to no end.
Well, there is no freedom in tech. You just said two words. There's two words that don't go together.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
So
because tech now is about spying on you and gathering information, and selling it at a profit.
Yeah.
yeah. So here's the thing. Here's the article on Breitbart says Project Veritas. Google exec decries Trump election. How do we prevent it from happening again? So Breitbart has an article about this, but as Babyface was saying, if you actually go to YouTube and search Project Veritas, you'll probably there's a video there that can explain it all to you. Basically, from
Sorry, I was just gonna say another one. The biggest project when I think of project would maybe be Project Runway because it's on TV, and then Project Veritas is because it's in the news should be like right at the top of the search, like the autocomplete. It's like the 6th thing down on a YouTube autocomplete.
Right.
And I guarantee it's on purpose.
Yeah.
So
they don't want people to see this.
So and another one that I told Hank earlier, which I'm sorry, I'm starting to rant, I guess.
No, that's fine.
Another one
Go
I told
ahead, man.
Hank earlier was if you go to Google and in the news section do a search for just the word Google, nothing comes up about Project Veritas. The only thing that comes up currently is a pro-Google article from the Washington Post about how Google is now under attack from anti-monopoly people. That's the only thing that comes up. Nothing about Project Veritas. And Project Veritas should be, this video should be front and center on every, it's a massive deal. And they're trying to make sure it stays.
Well, so here's my thing. I mean, there's a whole bunch of stuff we got to unpack here, Walter. Here's my big thing about this. Remember the big freaking deal that was made about Russia that's still going on, trying to tamper in the elections? Well, basically, an American corporation
is trying to tamper in the elections.
Has admitted,
that they did.
that they are trying to tamper with the next elections, big time.
Yes, but Hank Strange, those people live in California.
See, that's the thing I was gonna say is, but they're American. They're American.
Did you see that thing from the governor of California? I did. Where he was saying that they're not basically not going to comply with any ICE deportations, this, that, and the other. God, the guy's a robot. He's scary. How his teeth are super white, which I'm always afraid of people with super white teeth. By the way, because that's just
It's not human. It's not natural.
It's not natural. No, that's like girls with boobs that are too big. It just
We're not complaining. We're not complaining.
Oh, and I have. Once we get over this rant, I've got something else to rant about that I found today, and I guarantee you haven't seen it yet.
Oh, okay. So
I fucking guarantee you haven't seen it. It's got me so aggravated I'd think about it at times.
Okay. So here's the thing. So Google, this is since the 2016 election, they decided that they're never going to let this happen again, which I think I've been talking about here. I think we're approaching 2 years that I've been doing this, where this is episode 405. We've been talking about this a lot, like the attack on men who are like us. You know, I don't know if I would put us all in the conservative thing. I think we're kind of like libertarian conservative guys. We believe in the Second Amendment, guns, freedom, all that kind of stuff. So there's a huge attack going on people who fall into whatever different circles that we fall into. And a lot of this since 2016, and even before that, I think, since 2013, when they saw how we were able to mobilize people to fight back against what was happening when they try to take guns away. Not for the first time, of course, but, you know, we were able to mobilize people for that. Then in 2016, the elections, they figure, I think we could all see what was happening. They were just pretending it wasn't happening. They thought maybe they would hypnotize us. So now there's a concentrated effort to do this. You could see it. I think Project Veritas had a Google insider, someone who's working there right now. And then they had another guy, I think, who was with Twitter. That guy,
Pinterest was the last one.
Yeah, a guy on Pinterest talking about all these things and their policies and how they're trying to control stuff. And even on YouTube, how they've been going after conservatives, guys like myself. I could tell you guys right now, if I go to I'm gonna pull up my my email page here and share something with you guys. Like if I go to my email, and I'm gonna try to keep this I don't know exactly how I'm going to do it. Okay, it's taking a minute. Okay, let's see
Yeah,
here.
you may not want to show off your emails to everybody.
Yeah.
All right.
There's a search. Anyway, if you go look at and see like limited or no ads, right? That's a thing that happens to me quite often. I'm going to pull it up first before I share it. Just just to show you guys what's going on here, because it's a little bit ridiculous. So
Go ahead.
Yeah, what's that, Walter?
I got something to show you ridiculous too in just a minute too, and it's Florida based too.
Yeah. So if you go here and you check this out here, I'll throw it up here for a second so you guys can see. Look at all the stuff that just today, a couple of those have come back, but you can just scroll through it and see these are all the videos that are limited or no ads on my channel. This just goes on and on and on. So that's the thing that I'm trying to tell you guys. There's like a deliberate there's something deliberate here that's been going on for years. I don't think it started just in 2016, to be honest with you. I think they started it before that. And we have evidence of this. It's so crazy.
I think they were aware of the power that people had before 2016, but they didn't think it would affect the outcome of the election in the way that it did, which is fine. I mean, people decided they wanted Trump. That's what happens. Mm-hmm. But now they're deciding that people, your average YouTuber, and I would say, quote unquote, your middle of the road YouTuber, not even far right or whatever, is too dangerous for them because they are anti-Clinton, anti-left. They're all against the crazy SJW shit that they stand for on the left.
Yeah. Recently, Philip DeFranco fell into this category.
I was going to say the reason I say middle of the roads is because Philip DeFranco,
Joe Rogan, he's definitely in there, which is crazy.
Tim Pool, who is a total fence sitter, and I would say even leans to the left on some things. Mm-hmm. All of them have been purposefully dropped in the algorithm, so you can't find their videos as easily, and their stuff doesn't show up in like recommended feeds as readily.
Yeah.
And these aren't even like far right conspiracy theory people. These are middle of the road Americans, in my mind.
Yeah. By the way, Brendan Herrera says, might accidentally show our love letter threads in your email. Yeah, I don't want to hurt Babyface's feelings.
I'm glad I'm out of that one. No love here, motherfucker. Oh, yeah.
Well, listen, the next time we do an AK thing, I think before this last time with Brandon, didn't we do an AK thing and you were on there, Walter? I
was on there, yeah. I can talk AK with the best of them. So.
Yeah, so if we're gonna do an AK thing, we get Brandon, we get Babyface, we get Walter in there. I'll just switch cameras.
Just sits in silence.
Yeah, I'll just switch cameras and talk to the people, something like that. I like AKs too. I'll bring my bullpup AK. Silence.
BWE Firearms says suppressing the opposition started long before this country was founded, and yeah, that's true. It's just it feels so easy now.
All you gotta do is just forget about what the press says and watch what happens at the rallies.
Yeah.
See who's drawing 20,000 plus, filling up the auditorium in Orlando, plus a huge crowd outside. Every time he shows up. Just see. That's all you gotta do.
Here's a thing from SoCal Gunner. He gave us a couple of bucks here. He says Social Blade shows how gun tubers get screwed. So here's something that there's a few things going on here. First of all, Google, YouTube, they think that you're not smart enough to make up your own mind. The other thing is that there's a specific law in America that was passed a while ago that exempts them. It exempts them from any lawsuits.
Because they are, quote unquote, a platform. Mm-hmm. Right, that's how it goes. So they can't. It would be like Verizon cutting off your phone because you're talking pro-Trump stuff, and they decide we don't like you talking about that on our network, so we're going to cut you off. They fall into that same exemption where they're supposed to be just a platform for use by everybody, but they're getting away from that.
Right. So
they've gotten away from it.
Yeah, I have to look up the law. Mac and I were talking about it. We've had a couple conversations. But basically, there's a law in America that Congress put into place that big platforms like YouTube, Google, Facebook, Twitter, etc. are exempt from that. So they can't be sued because they're saying that, listen, they can't police everything that's on the platform. Therefore, if someone comes on the platform, puts something on there that's egregious, people can't turn around and sue them for that. They have an exemption. Here's because when they were arguing this, when they were putting this into effect, they're not supposed to be editors. They're not supposed to be editing or controlling the content that goes up there. That's why they have that exemption. Well, what do we call this?
Guess what?
What?
Guess what? They're doing it.
They're doing it. Yeah, they're doing it.
And nothing's going to happen.
Yeah.
That's the thing is, and Marley and I were talking about this over dinner, but it feels like something here should be illegal. What they're doing, something about it should be illegal, but is it? I don't know. There are a lot of, and like I told her, there are a lot of states in the country where you can still marry your first cousin. Feels like that should be illegal, but it's not.
Yeah.
So,
yeah.
Well, like I was talking about with Hank before the show starts, won't be very long you'll be able to marry your dog. So,
it's true.
And that's the downward slope. This where everything's a free for all. Everything is okay, just as long as you don't fuck with nobody, mess with nobody.
Yeah, I don't think
everything's okay. Yeah.
I used to be on that bandwagon. Like I used to very much be like, oh, it's okay, just do whatever.
Yeah, but that's not the real bandwagon you're on. You're on the bandwagon, leave me alone bandwagon.
Yeah, I guess.
Not the bandwagon that I can do whatever I want to anybody I want.
No, of course not.
Because that's the way I am. And
no.
Yeah.
No reasonable person is on that. I mean, I don't think you can do whatever you want to. Whoever you want.
There's a big bandwagon that's on that.
Those people are not reasonable. Those are not.
And that's the people that.
Yeah.
They do. You just answered your own question.
Yeah, those are the people that think they know better, and they are going to condition us and force us into doing things that we know in our hearts not right. And when you look at this stuff, like for example, this thing when you search men can, and then it comes up, men can have babies, like all of that. I think the people who should be the most upset about that are women, because this is taking things away from you that. There's a huge difference between men and women. We're not exactly the same creatures. In my opinion, we're different creatures, and I think obviously men have some positive things about them, but women are the ones who are able to bring life into the world. This is why if you go back...
Whoa, hang on a second. It takes two to tango, my friend.
Yes, it does take two to tango, but the woman carries that.
Yeah, but the woman can't carry unless somebody plants the...
Yes, of course. Yes, Walter, without a doubt. Without a doubt. Yeah. Yes, I know. Listen, I know all about the birds and the bees.
I get
that,
it. But
yeah. But, you can plant whatever you want to in a dude. It's not bringing life into this world.
You can plant whatever. It ain't going to grow. If you know what I'm saying.
Yeah, I think this is why, like, women have always been held up high in societies going back forever. There's this kind of fallacy that we don't worship women. I think that's insane. There's few men that I know that don't worship women, but there's something wrong with those dudes. If you're a guy out there, you don't think women are awesome. If you don't respect them for the things that they could do that we can't do, then if we dig a little deeper, we'll find out some other stuff about you, which is fine. If you want to be like that, it's all good, right? I think that this kind of stuff takes away from what it is to be a woman, the things that women can do uniquely that I'm sorry, men can't do.
Yep. Thank
they
God.
Cannot do it. Yeah, and don't want to do it. We're also not. Listen, I don't want to push up. I had a dream this morning. I told Lola, I had a dream that Lola had a baby. It was so crazy. Like, there was this new baby, and I called him Hunter Strange. And it was so insane. And I woke up, I was like, what the? You know how I woke up from my dream? Because I knew Lola wasn't having any more.
Sweat?
Yeah, Lola wasn't having no more babies. And I was like, wait a second. What's going on here? But I didn't have that dream that it was me. That's what would have woken me up if it was me. I'd been like, no. Right? So I think women should be upset about this. And with all of this stuff going on, there's lots of women out there that are just as lonely as the guys who are out there. I find that it's separating us. It's making it very difficult for us to be able to deal with each other, to get along, to have relationships and all that kind of stuff, because people are getting in the way and putting unnatural things in the way of what happens. You know,
that is true.
Yeah. So
that just ain't natural.
No, it's not. By the way, I saw Brandon saying that all this stuff is true, but you can get around it. I think that, yeah, for sure, there's ways around it, and there are people that are getting around it. But every single day, the YouTube algorithm, the Google algorithm is out there working to figure you out.
Getting smarter and smarter. And that's one thing that he mentioned in the Project Veritas thing is when something doesn't get, when they find that something isn't getting caught by the algorithm, there are people on staff that sit and fix, quote unquote, fix the algorithm to catch that. Like that's their whole job, is to sit and write things for the algorithm to try to fix people finding ways around it.
Yeah. I think
I get bad thoughts when I start thinking about people like that.
Yeah. If
maybe
you push...
maybe that's that person busted into the Google Play shooting guns.
Yeah, I think if you keep pushing, and that's not what we want to happen in the world.
No, I'm not saying that. I'm just saying you will push people to do that type of thing.
That's what happened already once. Remember the crazy woman that broke into YouTube a year ago, 2 years ago? Yeah. She was mad from the apocalypse. They don't want to talk about that.
And she was collateral damage. She was not who they were going after, but there's still it's there's collateral damage around that. And just to show you, like, for example, so I don't know if you guys heard about this. Let me see if I could throw this up. This news that happened, like, instead of Florida man, it was Florida woman. I'll throw it up here. It made BBC News. Florida woman jailed for handing husband's guns.
That sounded good to start with, handling husband's gun.
For handing husband's guns to cops. So now, if you look into this story, it happened here in Florida. So I guess these guys were married and they're getting divorced. The husband had moved out, has his own apartment, but they were in court, going over the divorce proceedings, so to speak. And I guess something happened. The husband got mad and rear-ended her car in the court parking lot, right? Okay. So he got arrested. He's in jail. She goes to his apartment, breaks in, takes his guns, takes them down to the police department, and gives them to the police. Now, the police officer writing this report said, okay, hold on a second. Are you saying you went and broke into the home, you committed breaking and entering, and you stole these guns to bring them here? She said yes. So they get in contact with the husband in prison and ask him if he wants to press charges.
Yes.
He says yes. She also got arrested.
You're stealing somebody's personal... Forget about being guns.
Yeah.
You're stealing their personal property.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And depending on price, those guns could quickly add up to a felony, like no problem.
You could be grand theft, by the
way.
Yeah. By the way, Shooting Gallery NE says gotta bounce for a bit, but welcome back, Walter.
Oh, you're welcome.
So shout out to Walter. So here's the thing. So
you're welcome.
So
welcome back, Walter. Oh, you're welcome. Anyway, sorry.
Yeah. So listen. There's outrage over this woman being arrested. There's outrage.
What was she threatened by those guns?
Yes, she broke into his.
No. Was there a threat against her with those guns? No.
There's a lot going on here, but there's outrage. There's outrage all over the world that this woman got arrested for taking this man's guns and turning it in.
For stealing that man's property.
Yes.
Can we say real quick where she's located? I bet you'll never guess what county she's in.
What county? Pinellas?
Polk
Polk County.
Oh, Polk County. Well, Grady Judd ain't gonna take no crap from nobody.
It's always Polk County.
At least they got Grady Judd over there.
A Florida State congresswoman has asked prosecutors to drop the case against her.
Yeah.
Heck no.
Here's the thing. So here's the thing. Let's back this up a little bit. I know people are outraged.
And if I'm not no, it's not. Never mind. I was thinking something else. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
Well, here's what I'm saying. So let's back it up a little bit. I get that people are outraged, and that's something, like there's all these people out there. How could you lock up this woman? Here's the thing that you need to realize. She committed a crime. Whether you're a man, there is outrage.
There shouldn't be.
There shouldn't be. There shouldn't be, but there's outrage all over the country, all over the world. SJWs have lost their mind, have gone into meltdown mode.
Good for them. Good for them.
Because this woman should be arrested. Well, guess what? If we somehow set a precedent that she cannot be arrested, that means you could just break into whoever's house you want and take their guns.
Stuff. Yep.
I mean, she broke in and stole. Let's say a man had broken into a woman's house and stolen her guns. Right? You'd be like, oh my God, this guy's dangerous. He's stealing guns. She did that same thing. This is where she's wrong. When he attacked her car or whatever it was and he did something, he got arrested. Okay, fine. Now you have to keep following the law. There's nothing in the law that says you could just break into people's property and take their stuff.
She's no better than some gangbanger doing that.
Yeah. The people who are mad about this, all these people are included, some anti-gun people, think that she should not get arrested for stealing guns. Yeah, you should.
We don't do that in Grady's County.
The next day, Mrs. Irby went to the husband's apartment, gathered up the firearms, and brought them to the Lakeland Police Department. When asked by an officer if she entered the apartment without her husband's permission, she said she had. The officer asked her to confirm she had, quote, committed an armed burglary. She said, quote, yes, he wasn't going to turn them in, so I'm doing it.
Why should he turn them in?
You can't do that.
That's not turning them in. That's not turning them in. That's theft.
A breaking and entering and an armed burglary.
That's stealing.
Yeah.
Yes.
But they want to make it legal for people to just go steal other people's stuff. This is the type of insanity that we're dealing with.
That's only good for women.
No.
That would only be good for women.
Yeah.
If you got a big old badass bitch and she threatens to kill you, you steal her guns, they're gonna go
jail. No problem.
Yeah. Well, justice is supposed to be blind. Blind.
Well, I got news for you.
Yeah. Yeah. Justice is supposed to be blind. We're all equal under the law. We're not equal. We're not equal.
Why isn't Hillary Clinton in jail then?
Because basically when Trump became president, they brought him into the White House and they told him, they said, okay, they told him about the aliens and then they told him that he can't mess with Hillary Clinton anymore, and that's what we're dealing with right now.
Have you seen this monkey business bullshit? Can you read that?
Protect and...
Oh, Nikki Fried. Inspected.
That's what... Now, I stopped to get gas.
Yeah, it's stuck on every damn...
I'm looking at the gas pumps, and here's this dumb bitch face on the gas pump. Yep. And I'm going, this looks like some fucking realtor trying to sell your house. Mm-hmm. I mean, what the hell?
She's on every pump now.
So is she running? Is she running for something? I know that's the agricultural commissioner.
Yeah, the only Democrat in the whole administration.
Yeah.
She's running for something right there when she posts her fucking picture on the thing. It's like, who the hell wants to see that goofy? Oh, her name is Nikki, by the way. Mm-hmm. It's like, come on.
Yeah, this is the woman who's in charge of CCW.
Wants to take your concealed weapons permits away.
Yeah.
It's like, I couldn't believe that shit when I saw it. It's like, what the fuck? My French is fluent tonight for some reason.
Yes, absolutely.
I've been restricted for a while.
You've got a bee under your bonnet.
Yeah. So it's like, I can't believe that. Is that narcissistic? Is that what they call that?
Now, please bear in mind, Walter, that Google has an algorithm that basically reads through the whole video.
Okay,
it's fine. It's all good. It's all good.
Nikki Fried's a biatch, so ban me.
Yeah.
I mean, it's like, come on.
Yeah, well, that's basically using our own money against us.
She's running.
Campaigning.
That's a campaign ad right there.
They had him before for Putnam. He just didn't have a picture.
But they didn't have his face on there.
No, he never had a picture. It was green and it said approved by Putnam.
Red Bear says boomers rise up. He's responding to Walter's vitriol. Red Bear would know all about this.
They had the seal of the office on there.
Yeah, that's what it was. Yep.
Which is, that's fine. That's cool. But this is like, what the fuck? And what do these colors mean? These colors must mean something somewhere. Someone find that out, what those colors mean. Are those the colors?
Center it more in the camera. We can't see it. Let's see what the colors mean.
It's like blue and green or something.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Who knows?
Listen, let me tell you something. People didn't vote. When we were talking about voting the last election and we were talking about all of this stuff, people in Florida didn't go out. The gun guys out there, the people that believe in the Constitution, Second Amendment, etc., didn't take their asses out there. I'm not saying you, Walter. I'm not saying babyface, but it just didn't happen.
I'm hearing all this junk about Trump and the Second Amendment, and the gun people just won't vote. If you don't go out and vote and you're a gun person, you are the dumbest mother effer in the world.
Yeah.
And I'm going to say that flat out. If you sit at home because you're mad, yeah, I'm mad, I'm not going to vote. I don't like nobody. I'm sitting at home. That's how you got Obama the second time, by the way. I'm a Christian and I'm mad. Yeah. And they didn't vote for nobody, and guess what? You got Obama the second time, homie.
Yeah.
So.
And then all those people, the second time around in after 2012 and early 2013, those people who didn't go vote when they thought he was going for the guns, man, you should have seen those people just going and it was like there's a hurricane sale in Florida. You know, everybody was out there just buying all the guns and ammo.
Everything was gone.
Lost their damn minds. Huh?
Newtown.
Yeah. But those people.
It wasn't because of Obama. That was called Newtown.
Yes, but because of what happened there, they figured he was going to take the gun, so then they lost their mind. Right now, no one's worried about it. We got Trump is going after suppressors. We got the bump stock thing going on. No one's worried. It's all.
I'm staying home and I'm not voting.
Vote.
I'm mad at the NRA and I'm mad at Trump. And that's what people will do, unfortunately.
Yeah.
So
I say vote. Ultimately, you have to vote. Yeah. And and you have to go in there and and it's between you and God.
There you go.
You gotta make up your mind.
Get your chads hanging. Hang some chads.
Yeah, you have to do what you have to do. Because listen, these guys, I'm gonna tell you, especially this election coming up, if you are aware of this, if you realize that Google, not just Google, Facebook, all these people, right? The Twitter people, they're all out there trying to control you.
All those are all one and the same at this point, so there's nothing different about them.
Yeah, so if you're going to let those people dictate who runs the country, who gets into office and stuff like that, then don't start complaining when people start knocking on your door and taking things away from you. Don't complain when people just start showing up, stealing your stuff from you, because basically that's what this story is about. All the people that are outraged that she got arrested, they're trying to say that's okay for her to break in to the guy's in jail. She's divorcing him. I'm sure when he ran into the back of her, that extended the order of protection and all that kind of stuff. But what she's going to do is she's going to break into his house, steal his property, and then take it down to the police department. Yes, she should be arrested.
No argument there.
Just plain and simple right there. He wasn't living in the same house with her, obviously. The people who are outraged about this can...
piss up a pole.
Yeah. I was thinking
that's right. Some of these chicks can't piss up a pole.
I was trying to think of how to say this, but they could basically slob the knob if they want to. Slob it if you want to.
Hey, did you see the one that accused Trump of raping her or touching her?
Jesus.
Now, I got one question. I read that whole story and I'm going, they were in the same dressing room together with lingerie stuff. Did she not walk into that room with him? What was the point of going into that closed room with a guy? What was the point?
I read a little bit about this story, but how do we know that she went into this thing?
Well, that's what she says. But why would a chick go into a room, closed room with a dude with lingerie? Let's check out the lingerie. Really? Come on. And at that same time, he was doing Marla Maples. And Marla Maples is a real woman. That thing that they showed that picture of, she's no woman. But she looks like kind of a liberal freak show. So.
Yeah. Well, I think that woman has accused a whole bunch of different people of things. And,
it's the thing to do, isn't it?
Yeah. And, listen,
wait till it gets close to the election, my friend. They're going to come out of the
yeah, but there's burnout. There's burnout. This is what this is the risk that's running. Like people that didn't even make the front page of news outlets because people are burnt out on that.
That storyline has been wore the hell out. So,
Yeah, Brian Quick says something here. Between the Joe Rogan podcast with Bob Lazar and the Project Veritas expose about Google, Alex Jones is looking like a damn clairvoyant. So I don't know if you guys saw Joe Rogan, but he had this guy on there.
Bob Lazar is the famous UFO guy.
Oh yeah, I know who he is.
very-
He's the one that worked at Area 51.
Well,
Supposedly, but they
look
don't think he actually did.
Well, look at Joe Rogan. There's a lot of things that this guy said. Joe Rogan had him on, I think on Friday or Saturday, something like that. But I was looking at that before we started doing the show. A lot of things that this guy said way back when, and people were like, no, this is not true. A lot of those things have since become true.
What things? You mean the UFO did?
There's certain things, there's certain elements that he said existed that didn't exist back then. Now those elements do exist.
Like elements on the periodic table?
Yeah. There's a bunch of other things there was a bunch of other things he was talking about. Like, for example, back then he was saying that gravity is actually waves. And people are like, that's crazy. What you talking about? Well, guess what? They've recently, I think, they were showing that on Joe Rogan. In 2016, they started admitting that gravity is waves.
Isn't that something to do with, that goes back a ways, that whole gravity and waves thing.
Basically, what that guy was saying is that he was working on spaceships and stuff like that because the government found a couple of spaceships and they were using that. They were trying to reverse engineer the technology.
Okay.
And then every 10 years or so, they go back and try to do it as we develop things that allow them to dig deeper and all that into the technology. It's interesting to look at it, but I've been telling you guys for a long time, man. One day you're going to wake up and they're going to be like, the aliens are here. They're our overlords.
I gotcha.
And we'll see. We'll see how people react, what people do about it.
I got you.
Whatever. I know what I'm going to do.
I got my alien overlord reduction device right here.
Yeah.
Well, I got news for you.
Maybe because the whole plan is to make sure you can't resist.
All you got to do is give them influenza and they die.
The aliens?
They have no resistance.
Unless they give you something.
Well, then you give them a lead
Unless
injection.
they give you that alien AIDS. Get some alien AIDS
that's
up on you.
That's already here. Oh, wait a minute. The CIA did that. I forgot. Never mind. Forget it.
So Cal Gunner gave us $2 and said there's a new Bob Lazar documentary on Netflix.
Yep.
I haven't seen that.
Yeah, look into it. First, okay, let's do a poll right now. Who believes in aliens? Babyface, do you believe in aliens? Yes or no?
Yeah, for sure. 100%.
Okay. Walter Keller, do you?
What's an alien?
I'm not talking about illegal aliens coming across the border.
Life on another planet kind of alien?
Yes,
extraterrestrial. There is life on other planets.
Okay, I believe that too. So now, what do you think about the possibility that they could be more advanced than us?
I think it's possible.
Why aren't they here already?
Maybe they are.
So
Maybe
the best explanation I've seen for this is at our current state and technology, which you have to think, this is going to be crazy to try to explain. In our current state and technology, what we're doing is blasting radio waves at a very specific frequency, at a very specific target for a short period of time. And the idea is that if one of those civilizations is in the same type of technology as we are, they would be able to see it and report back. But then you have to realize that, say, some sort of alien race has evolved beyond radio waves. Like we're already moving out of the radio wave technology. Mm-hmm. So our planet to the outside galaxy universe is slowly getting quieter and quieter and darker because we're no longer just wildly emitting radio waves like we used to do, like we did in the 50s and 60s, where we were a giant loud ball in a universe. So thinking about that, you have the odds of another civilization that would be on our same level finding us in our little tiny radio frequency that's slowly getting darker is insanely unrealistic. But that being said, the universe is massive. Of course, there has to statistically there has to be life somewhere else.
Yeah. Also, here's another interesting thing, right? This is dimensional. So it's not linear. So how do we know how many times, like we're in the year 2019, right? The planet is billions and billions of years old. How do we even know how many civilizations have been here? How many civilizations have been here, developed stuff, been completely wiped out for whatever reason, become dust, build up again, and how many times that's like come and gone. I know one of the things that they were discussing, that if you look at the Joe Rogan thing, Bob Lazar was discussing that one of the ships was found in an archaeological dig. So there's who knows, man? We have no idea of knowing what's going on. And if the
sounds like a movie.
But listen, if the government, if people like Google, if there's all these people out there that conspire to control us, what makes you think that they would just come out and go, "Hey, yeah, aliens exist. Don't worry about it."
What makes you think now hundreds or thousands of people have seen this stuff already? How come one of these people, besides Bob Lazar, who hasn't come out and with a little more proof?
How do we know? I mean, I don't know. I think lots of people have said they've seen things. I'm pretty sure the high percentage of those people are batshit crazy or have issues, but that doesn't mean that they're lying. That doesn't mean what they're saying is not true. That doesn't mean. Look, let's talk about what happened in Vegas a year and a half ago. Do you know? Have you seen any video of what happened in Vegas?
I think that was. I think all of us agree that was covered up for some reason. We just don't know why.
There's also a lot of lawsuits in progress, so
we'll never see.
You're not going to see anything because of a lawsuit.
No. So I think anything. Here's what I think about the universe, the infinite universe that we're talking about. Anything's possible. Anything that you can imagine is possible. Look, Bob Lazar was saying, like, for example, that he had this example. If you took a motorcycle and went back in time to, I don't know, like the 15th century or something like that, and dropped off a motorcycle, right? People would look at this thing, mess around with it. They might even figure out how to ride this, how to make this thing work, how to turn it on, how to ride it. But they wouldn't necessarily figure out how we made the metals or the plastics and the things, the circuit boards and the things like that were involved in it. And so, this is what he's saying about when he was working for the government and working on these things. It's possible that they could have found things and they don't share that with us. They don't let us know about that.
I think it's possible. Yeah.
Yeah. Everything, there's a whole bunch of stuff. I mean, listen, we've talked about, I think someone here on this panel has discussed over in Vegas, super deep tunnels going into mountains and stuff like that.
Maybe.
Yeah. Okay. So
I can't say anything but maybe.
Yeah. Exactly. So.
And that's not a story from a crazy guy either.
No, it isn't.
I have no idea what you're talking about.
We can't tell you.
Okay.
Listen, there's a lot of stuff we don't know about. There's a lot of things that we don't know about and we're not aware of.
And that's a good thing sometimes.
Yeah, it would drive you crazy. What would you do? Most people wouldn't go to work every day.
What if I knew there'd been aliens here before?
If they
my business.
Forget about before, they're probably here now, or there's technology here now and things like that. I mean,
no, I can't worry.
Demand the technology.
I can't worry about that. I got to go tomorrow in the shop that's like 95 degrees and sandblast shit. I can't worry about aliens.
Well, yeah. Ultimately, you got to eat, right? That's the ultimate motivator. Hunger, and you need food. You need shelter.
Guns. We need more guns.
So yeah, you have to go out there and live your life. But look. So I was born in 1972. My father was born in 1946. If you go back to 1946 and tell my father that there would be this little tiny rectangle, you could get online, you could look up anything, you could make movies and all that, he'd be like, "You're insane."
Just in my lifetime, okay. 1962, right? 10 years before you. Okay. From 62, the space program was just getting going. John Glenn made the first orbit of the Earth for the Americans on my birthday.
And when you were born, or the celebration of the next year? No,
February 20th, 1962. John Glenn did his thing. Mm-hmm. Yeah. So, I mean, from then, what do you have? You had black and white TVs. Color was a big deal. You know. And transistor radios, that was a big thing, And then you go from cell phones, computers, filled whole rooms down to computers. Yeah. Right here, So it's like
we've got computers in everything, man. Everything has people are walking around with computers on their wrists, not this
integrated circuits from big blocks down to little bitty, almost microscopic chips. So Yeah, I mean, it's pretty amazing that for example, if you were born turn of the century, from the turn of the century, if you died in 1980, from horse and buggy to frickin' Concorde and going to the moon, that's a pretty big jump in a very short period of time.
Yeah. Listen, Lost in Outdoors says if an alien race was advanced enough to travel to our solar system, they could just monitor our lives from their own planet. The only reason any would have to come here is for resources. Yeah, why wouldn't they just... It's like how we first of all, like, we haven't even explored the ocean, right? But we we look at things, and those things aren't aware that we exist. There's lots of things on the planet right now that we look at, and they're not aware that we exist. Or imagine how, okay, what's that? What are those islands off the coast of India where the people are still savages?
Yeah,
and anytime they see like if they see a drone or something like that, they try to destroy it. If they fly over a plane, those people, if anyone lands on that shore, they kill them.
They kill them.
Yeah. To those people, our world is as alien as you can imagine.
Well, that's fine.
And whenever people describe meeting those people, that's what they say. Those people met them like, wow, what is this? This is some kind of crazy alien race or something like that visiting us. And then if they survive that, if the people who went to that island survive that, if they try to come back, those people killed them.
Yeah.
Every single time. Some crazy dude was just there, remember that? And they killed him.
Yeah, the crazy American church person was there, and
missionary.
He died.
Yeah.
He died.
Yeah.
So, no worries.
Yeah, I think it's, look, it's possible. Should you lose every single day of your life worrying about it? No, but if I could get some of that technology, yes, I want it. I want a spaceship. You don't want a spaceship, Walter?
You got to get the navigation in your spaceship working before you get the navigation in a real spaceship.
I will figure it out.
Next time you watch a movie, you're watching one of these sci-fi movies, and they go to light speed. Mm-hmm. Just think about, how do you go to light speed without immediately crashing into something?
Mm-hmm.
Have you figured that out? Have they figured that out? How can you see that far ahead that fast?
Yeah, I understand that, but
without
imagine if you go back to Magellan's time, right, or Christopher Columbus's time, and you tell them that we could transmit audio and video, someone's voice or the person's image over thin air, what would they think about you?
Well,
what would they do with you?
Crazy too, but
yeah,
that's not traveling at light. Well, anyways, I get what you're trying to say.
Yeah.
So.
Listen.
I'm not saying it's not possible. Oh, look, I got to plug. What's going on here? Oh, I guess I put my cord on my Mac in. We're gonna go away. I'm having a vision of England again here.
Yeah. Plug it in, Walter. Plug it in.
Plug it in.
Men can plug it in.
More than you think.
Okay. All right.
Go ahead. The main reason we the whole alien visitation thing is space. Vast space. Yeah. I mean, there's nothing that we know that's with life and any kind of distance that we can travel in a lifetime with our current technology. And you think if they didn't have that technology, somebody wouldn't be traveling that?
Maybe they would.
Visit the other folks?
Sure.
And steal their shit?
Maybe. It really depends. It really depends. Look at what we're doing right now. Lola and I talk about this all the time. When I was 18, 19, 20 years old, okay, on my own, my parents never bought me a car or anything like that. I had my own apartment. I had a car. I was out looking for women. I was out there doing it. You know what my kids are doing every day? Playing video games. That's what they're up to. You know what a lot of grown-ups are doing every day? Playing video games. You know what we're doing? We're plugged in. I mean, even right now, I'm not trying to come down against it. I'm just saying to you that as we advance with technology, what do? Are we going out more or are we going in more?
Well,
that's another theory, I guess.
That's the brainwashing. Done.
Yeah. But maybe that's what happened. Maybe those things that they're finding, those people have come, gone, died. or don't even give a crap about material stuff. Maybe they don't care about conquering us or anything like that. Maybe it's like them. It's like looking at us like those savages living on that island, and they're like, look at these people. They actually eat food. You know, they actually copulate. The bastards.
I think it's possible that they would look at us and think, yeah, if we go there, they're just going to kill us, which is what we do for those guys.
Yeah.
If we go over, they're just going to fucking kill us. Why bother? Well,
maybe we're just monkeys in their zoo.
Or they're smarter than us, and they go, if you go there, you're just going to give them your weird alien diseases. You're not allowed to go to their planet.
We allow those people on an island. They're allowed to be there.
Mm-hmm.
They're not there because there's some overwhelming force that we can't just go, done.
But how do we think about them? Like, I remember when we were talking about them, didn't we say people should just leave them alone?
I don't have no, leave the fuck alone.
Yeah, maybe that's what the aliens think about us. Maybe like, leave these savages, these people alone, you know?
Well,
yeah. Like I said, we're either fish in the fishbowl or monkeys in the zoo for them.
One man savage and next guy's keg party. Come on, come on, man.
You know, every now and then some one of those alien dudes gets a little horny, kidnaps somebody to alien probe. You know.
Oh dear! Don't put that idea in anybody's head. These people have been abducted. You know, it's like, okay, you've been abducted. Yes, that's okay. It'll be all right. The more you say it, the more they believe, and the more you believe, the more they say it, and it's like.
Okay, all right, yeah, we can go on with this one forever. Should we get into your trip, Walter, before we get into any other things? I know there's a bunch of things. I don't know.
I got a Smith & Wesson update. Remember how I had the two Smith & Wessons? One was a piece of crap, and the other one was all right.
Right.
I sent the POS back, and I got one that's better as far as
this is the new one.
Slide.
Oh,
the newer one.
That looks brand new to me.
I called dibs. From
the camera here, that thing looks spotless.
It's not bad. The grip, it's got a whole grip that's wore out.
Yeah, but that could be changed.
That can just swap the grip out.
We need wood. Get some wood on there.
Oh boy, do we need wood. This one is actually pretty. This is pretty nice compared to the other one.
Man, that's a pretty gun.
Haven't shot it yet. God,
I should have bought one of those damn things.
I already called dibs.
Oh,
so
man,
whatever.
I'm gonna have to put you guys in a steel cage match and let you fight.
No, I already called dibs. That's the end of it.
Then I picked up the M10X, whatever that thing is. I ordered this before I left. This was on sale from Centerfire Systems. Had it.
Oh, nice.
I've kind of been eyeballing them for a while, so
that's cool.
I just went ahead and did it. And,
right. No, that's cool in the collection.
Yeah. It's kind of.
Are we going to make it full auto or leave it as it is?
No, this one's going to stay like it is, I think. So.
Okay.
But it has a gas system of a SIG rifle, rotating bolt, kind of AK-ish, AK type fire control. It splits apart, so it pivots up on a pin in the center. Mm-hmm. So it's kind of like an AR. It's got the Zukov, the Magpul Zukov stock on it. So that folds to the side. I thought about building the stock for the gun, but this is too complicated back here, really.
How much did you get that for, Walter, if I can ask? I don't know.
$9.99.
Okay.
So the typical these things run about $1,300.
Okay.
So when it came up for sale for $9.99, I said that's in my price range. So
yeah, that's cool. You know what? So. While you were gone, I actually got a Kel-Tec RDB.
That's right. I heard that.
Yeah. $769.
That's a good price.
Yeah.
Also, remember before
we're not making that full auto though.
No. Before I left on my trip, Joe, 13C Joe was selling a couple things.
Uh-oh.
Remember that?
Yes.
God.
Yeah.
Well,
Joe was having a fire sale. Let's see.
Quarter circle 10. Colt mag lower, 9mm lower. So I bought the lower from him, and I threw one of my uppers on.
That looks good.
Not the final version. I'm not particularly crazy about the quad rail handguard, but
you don't.
And then of course a compact entry stock on the back.
Mm-hmm. What's the quad rail? Is who made that? You don't like that? You said
Midwest Industries one.
Oh, okay.
So it's a good one.
Yeah, I'm sure someone will buy that from you if you don't.
Oh yeah, we do some swapping or something.
Yeah.
So I think this one's going to get the fun switch. I think this one's.
Ooh. Okay.
Yeah.
I approve. I approve of that.
Okay.
Fun
what else going on? When I was in England,
at
one of the shows I went to in Evesham,
Evesham.
There's no R on the ever. It's Evesham.
Evesham.
It's EVE Shem.
Yeah, Eva.
Eva shit.
Where do you get
Evsham.
Eva? There's no R to get the Eva.
I'm not saying Eva.
It's Evshin.
Okay, whatever. Okay,
Anyways,
fine.
Where are the aliens when I need them?
Maybe they're right here, Walt.
Somebody go light speed up his rectal canal.
Hey, hold on now. Why it's got to be me? All right, show us your handbag. Show us your man purse.
I pick up a Luger, desert style Luger holster.
That looks good.
So,
that looks clean.
Yeah, this is actually it's cool. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's a reproduction, but still, had a good price on it actually.
So, most importantly here, Walter.
Yes, sir.
What did you get for me? That's. Yeah.
Yeah.
There's a lot of silence going on right now.
I know. I have. There's a. I got something for you and I got something for Babyface, but.
Ooh, yeah.
I call dibs on Babyface's whatever.
No, hell no.
So
Hell no.
We have to put you guys in. I mean, it's just some little stuff, but still,
that's cool.
You both would want both of them, so that's the
Listen,
thing.
I'm sure we're both glad that you're back. But now, here's the thing I want to know. Did you get me a Defender?
I know where you can get one.
Did you bring? Is a Defender coming back here?
Not immediately, no.
Oh, okay, but eventually.
I have to gather some shekels for that. So.
Oh, okay, all right.
Yeah.
Is it left hand or right hand? It's probably left hand, right? Or right hand. It's right hand drive.
Right hand. They had both there actually.
Oh, really?
If I'm not mistaken.
Uh-huh.
The place we went to, and I can tell everybody's name. It's not a secret. They're one of the sellers of surplus for the British government and for other NATO countries.
Mm-hmm.
It's L. Johnson and Company. And they had stuff all over the place.
Yeah, those are the pictures you were throwing up, right?
Yeah, they had G-Wagons, they had Unimogs, they had the Haglunds, tracked vehicles. They have everything. We didn't even see it all. So, yeah, they got right-hand drive, left-hand drive, all kinds of cool stuff. So
the left-hand drives that they had, that's what we have here, right?
Yes. Correct.
Were those converted, or those were just built for other countries?
No, they're just from another country, from one of the other NATO countries that
cool.
drives on the normal side of the road.
What do those go for?
Well, the British ones I was looking at that were close to being importable as far as the years. They got to be 25 years old. Or like 9,000 pounds. But they'd been repainted and kind of gone over and upgraded by the British military before they were surplus. So those were not bad.
Yeah. I heard Doug DeMoro said like he has one of those, and he says that they're notoriously difficult. He's always spending money on it. I don't know what you think about it.
Yeah, I don't know about that so much, but they had non-turbo ones and turbo ones, and there's all kinds of little things about the engines. Different engine models, and
yeah. You gotta like a Defender, man. A Defender is pretty cool.
Yeah, you can spend a lot of money on a Defender on this side of the pond for a fancy one.
Yeah, I think they're supposed to be making a modern version of. I'm sure it's going to be ridiculously expensive.
Yeah, it'll probably be ridiculously rounded off. Too.
Also, Range Rovers, man. Range Rovers. I don't know, man. Range Rovers, even though they look good, I don't think I would get one.
That's a lot of money too.
Yeah, Range Rovers. I had a Jaguar before in the past. I'm not doing that again. No, that has cured me.
That could be a black hole there too, and not the kind of black hole we like.
No, Jaguar's not. Jaguar, not so good. Not so good.
Yeah.
Even since Tata took over Jaguar and Range Rover and all that kind of stuff, I don't know. I don't have enough confidence in them.
We're walking around in this company's warehouse, and they provide vehicles. For example, when we were there, these guys were driving around the Unimogs, and I'm thinking, these guys are testing these things. Well, they were being tested out to go to Latvia for their military. So I don't know if it was something through the UN or what, but because those former Soviet countries are kind of concerned about Russia, trying to take them back. So they had purchased, or they were acquiring. I don't know if they purchased them or not. 100 of these Unimogs, and they had to test them all out before they took acceptance of them. So their guys were driving around in the yard and checking out for leaks and testing the brakes and all that stuff. But inside this one building, they got a bunch of these vehicles that are painted white. And I go, "You win, right?" And the guy goes, he goes, "They didn't have any stickers on them or anything." I goes, "Yeah." And I said, "What?" And there's some were like these big water tanker trucks. And I said, "Are they still trying to water Africa?" And he goes, "Yep, they're still trying to water Africa." And I'll leave it at that.
What happened to? Well, I guess desalination hasn't really like.
We all know.
Yeah. Yeah, it's the corruption. The corruption is the big thing in Africa.
Africa's a place like that island you talked about, right?
Mm-hmm.
Leave Africa alone. Leave it alone. Don't try to turn it into.
Place.
Don't try to turn it into America. Don't try to turn it into Europe.
Well, listen.
Leave Africa.
Right now, Africa, especially like Ghana, they are waiting for Americans to get those reparations. I'm not trying to get into the reparation conversation. I know you guys probably want to stay away from it.
You can't ship a Cadillac to Ghana.
But they're waiting for those reparations, man, because they're just waiting for people to like try to come back to Ghana
to the fatherland
and be be anointed a king. Like, okay, give us your reparations. You are now a king.
Maybe. And your Cadillac. Bring your Cadillac and your king.
That's like the ultimate deal. So first of all, you take these people and you sell them into slavery. Then they go off and they go through all this craziness or whatever, and then they're rocking and rolling for some years. Then they get a little bit. I don't think reparations is happening. Then they're like, yeah, just bring your money. We were talking about that the other day. There's a whole bunch of. There's like these scams now where you go back to Ghana and places like that, and they make you. Yeah. Make you the king. Listen, people should start doing. I really right now would say that people in small towns in America should start doing that.
What, having their own little kingdoms?
Yeah, let people pay. You come over here and be like, "You are the king of our village." Take the money from them and then let them go about their business. Like, in America, I am a king. But meanwhile, we got their money. We got to do the same thing, man. You wouldn't do the Nigerian scam thing if you could get away with it.
As long as I got guns to shoot the mad guy when he gets pissed off.
When people lose do you know what? There's still people in America losing their money to those Nigerian scammers.
I don't know. I won't say a word about that because I know somebody who did something like that
recently.
Not Nigerian thing, but kind of an IRS thing. Fell for that IRS trap.
Oh man, yeah.
It's for another day.
Yeah, that sucks.
There's a whole bunch of
different.
Related to.
Oh, okay. There's a whole bunch of cons like that going on. Like there's one where they do like if your kid's in college and they'll do this thing where they scare the kid to thinking that they'll get arrested or something if they don't come up with this money. And there's a whole bunch of scams out there that people are going through. Don't give up your money. That's all I could say. Let's see. What else so listen, tell us about I know you were on while you were in England, but tell us about like since the last time you were here, because after you were on for a couple of weeks there, you were just hanging out in pubs and stuff like that. So
I went to a couple castles, did that kind of thing. Mm-hmm. Me and Peggy. Mm-hmm. What else we do? Did some pubs a little bit, some pubbing.
Right. Can I see your hat? Put your hat into the thing. What's this hat? Oh, look at that. Allied Victory 44 D-Day. Oh, nice.
This was a souvenir thing from France.
Did you get one for me and Babyface?
No, I didn't. You don't want this hat. You really don't.
Really? Oh.
No. I wouldn't have bought this hat myself. I didn't purchase this hat. Somebody else.
Okay. All right.
A little too much for me. I'm not.
Oh, it's too fancy. It's too many.
Too gaudy. You know what I'm saying? Too gaudy.
Okay, I saw your patches. Your patches are actually out there. I saw someone posting up your patches today.
Oh yeah, I gotta put them on. That's Chris. That was Chris Elog.
Was it Chris? Okay, maybe. Yeah.
Yeah, he got the bottle opener, and then the bottle opener I threw a patch in with it.
Oh right, yes.
Yeah. He got that today. Yep.
Yeah.
What else did we do? Well, we went to the place last Monday where the Unimogs were, and before then we stopped at a person that stopped by my shop back in January just to see my stuff. Mm-hmm. And we started talking about, he has a gun shop in England. Mm-hmm. And we started talking about guns and trucks and
Wait, he has a gun shop in England?
Yeah, he has a gun shop in England.
What kind of guns does he sell? And by the way, please people, there's like 170 people out there, but we have 88 thumbs up. So
hit that button, mofo.
Can some people smash the thumbs, please? Yeah, go ahead. So what kind of guns can he sell in England?
in his shop, as far as firearms go, it's mostly shotguns.
Okay.
And let me tell you about that too. This is weird. So mostly shotguns, and then he's got a whole bunch of. He's got a really small little shop. He bought it from somebody else. That's a faster way to get all the licenses and stuff. And you walk in the front of the shop is like air rifles and stuff like that, sporting goods type stuff.
Okay.
And behind the counter on the racks is the shotguns. So we're talking about things, and he says he asked me about VZ58s, the Czech VZ58, and I go, yeah, we have those. Kind of looks like an AK, that gun. Mm-hmm. And I guess over there they had a version of that where they can't have it regular semi-auto where you pull it back and it chambers around and you fire it. Mm-hmm. What happens is he had this version this guy came up with that you pull a bolt back, you pull the trigger once, it chambers around.
Okay.
You pull the trigger again, it fires.
Okay.
And you pull the trigger again, and I guess you can cock it or something. So it's like three trigger pulls for one firing.
What is the point of all that?
Well, that was legal, right?
Okay.
Now they want to ban it.
They're banning that.
Because their response is, well, what do you need that for? Yeah. So he's got this gun. He goes, they're probably going to come up at some point and come and take it from me. But
have you guys seen the lever release AR-15s that they have in the UK?
Lever release.
Yeah.
No.
Well, lever
that's their way around. It's their way around AR-15 semi-auto laws. It's regular AR-15 with a lever on the side. Let me see if I can remember how this works. Pull the trigger, it locks to the rear. You use a lever to let the bolt go back home, and then pull the trigger again. So it's considered semi-auto, but you can shoot it pretty quickly.
Yeah, that's what he said. With this thing, if you learn how to do it, you can shoot it pretty fast.
Yeah, life finds a way.
So you can't have that, but in his counter below are suppressors. And anybody can buy a suppressor.
But you do have to get paperwork for the suppressors. I was looking it up. You still have to get paperwork for it.
He made it sound. It's really easy to buy a suppressor. It's not hard to buy a suppressor.
Right. But I think you have to show what gun it's for and stuff like that. Mac and I were talking about that, and I Wikipedia'd it. Yeah.
Yeah, but you can't have the gun to put it on.
Yeah. Jafari Land says, how many times did I pull the trigger again?
Yeah. Kind of like that. Yeah. But
you just keep pulling that trigger until something happens.
We then went over. He also is in the demolition business. Okay. So we went over to his yard, and that's where he had that M548 that I posted a picture of or two, sitting in his yard that he maybe want to sell. Maybe.
Wait, a Ferrari 458? Did you say?
M as in Michael 548.
Okay. Cool.
Yeah, we climbed around on it, took a look at it. Yeah, it'd be cool. But he's one of these fellows that if he has a place to put something, he puts it there, and doesn't really care if he ever gets rid of it.
Okay.
But he's got to talk to his. It's also it's partially, I guess, his father, and his father's worse than he is. So about that, putting stuff away. So I don't know. It could happen. It could not happen. Who knows? That's one of those things.
What does that guy think about what's going on here in America?
Oh, he has a house here. He has a house in Kissimmee. He can actually buy guns here.
Oh, okay. Cool.
He's got a residence and a address and all that stuff. So. Yeah. No, he likes it here. Obviously with the guns and stuff. But yeah. So what else we do? Trying to think here. Yeah, that was pretty. That week was pretty calm. We sent my dad and my daughter home on the 12th.
Okay.
They came back, and it was me and Peggy alone by ourselves, which was, I like
good.
that.
Yeah. Time to get.
That was nice. I didn't have to make sure my dad got fed and had something to do, and sometimes he can be challenging at that. So, especially the feeding part, because he's very picky about his things.
Okay.
But
okay, so your dad came back early.
Yeah, they came back on the 12th.
Okay.
So, and Alexis, I was financing her trip, so she gets to leave when I tell her to leave. So we had a little time by ourselves, which was cool. That turned into more of a vacation then when they were gone. And the place we were staying at was, as kind of it felt like you were a hobbit, because the one beam that crossed the roof in the center, if I got on my tippy toes a little bit or up on my feet, my head would hit the beam going across the lower part of the house. It was actually a cottage, but probably there's a good chance that cottage is older than this country. So
it looked like a bit of a hovel from the look you were on.
It was made for hobbits.
It looks like you were in a root cellar or something.
Yeah.
A friend of ours who lives in that town, his mother's house used to be the town pub, and I asked him, well, how old is the place? And he goes, oh, it was built in 16 something.
Jesus.
Yeah.
Is there anything in the States that's even close to that? You'd have to go to Philadelphia to find something?
No, it's St. Augustine.
Yeah.
St. Augustine. Okay.
St. Augustine's 15 something. So,
but there's not just people living in it.
No,
they're the forts. Are there houses with people living in them from that age? Okay.
Yeah, in St. Augustine.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah. So, we stayed in another place last time we were there that was like I looked there was a mantle or something that said like 1772 or something like that, or 1720 something. I said, damn, this thing's older than the country is. So, but a lot of buildings are like that over there. So nothing. It's really not out of the ordinary. So. But we had a good time. It rained the whole frickin' time in England. Oh my God. Most of the time, just this drizzly kind of, 60-degree weather, rainy kind of stuff. I'd never had that in England before because everybody always warned me about England in the rainy weather. Every other time we've been over there, it was all nice and sunny, but this time was the typical England weather, I guess you'll say. Even they were getting tired of it, the people over there. So
says a lot when the locals.
Yeah, they're like, this is getting old, So,
yeah.
But anyhow, I guess it cleared up right after we left, though. So that's par for the course.
Okay, how was your trip back?
Trip back was good on the airplane. We flew Norwegian Air. Uneventful, nice and smooth coming back. We were actually in business class because I just can't bring myself to sit in the back anymore.
With the
as I say, back in stowage.
With the riffraff.
Yeah,
I guess, huh?
With the chickens.
Or as they're saying now, I see out there the pores, whatever that craziness means.
The pores?
Yeah, the pores. The pores.
Like the pores people? Pores?
Yeah, that's a crazy thing that people are calling. Like if someone suggests you buy a High Point or something, they're like, oh, that's for the pores.
Oh, okay.
There's a lot of. I saw Guns and Gear made a video about that. I didn't even know that was a thing.
I've never heard that.
But he says every time he puts up deals and things like that, people are like, why are you putting up these deals? That's for the pores.
So weird.
I guess it's a thing, yeah.
I on that subject, we were eating one night at my friend Will's house, and his girlfriend cooked the dinner, and the subject of food and meat came up. And some people like to eat tripe and all those
animal byproducts.
Yeah. And I said that's
we call it.
I said that's poor people food.
Oh, did you make a mistake?
Because back in the day, that's what that is. That's.
Right.
Did you instantly regret saying that or something?
No, I didn't get chastised for it, but she said something. I like some of that stuff.
Yeah,
like
there's some good food for the
And my
listen, bread is poor people food. Do you know that? Beer, poor people food.
Oh, bread, whole grain bread is poor people food. White bread was rich people food.
Well, my response was, I'm not poor, so I don't have to eat that stuff. And I'm not. And Peggy says, well, we've never been poor like that. Okay, so we're eating intestines and stuff like that. No,
I'll give credit though. There's some pretty good food out there made by the pores.
Yeah.
Well, okay.
Yeah.
The
street meat.
Street meats. There's a down the street from my aunt and uncle here in Gainesville. There's a black church that does barbecue once a month. They do like a cookout once a month to raise money, I guess. And every time I drive by it, I'm like, man, I'm not hungry right now, but I should stop there because I bet the barbecue is really good.
Well,
but it is so good.
Yeah, fried chicken's always good in the hood. Like you go to the Popeyes in the hood, you might get robbed in the drive-thru, but you get some good chicken.
Black barbecue and
wait a minute, that ain't chicken, that's Yardbird.
Yeah, Yardbird, sure.
Fucking Yardbird.
Yeah, DCG44 says those who don't like deals are the stupid.
Hey,
true.
I saw some. What was it? One of the Turkish pistols. The SR9, I think it is.
Mm-hmm.
One of the distributors. I opened up a flyer today. $229 for an SR9. Or was that on Centerfire Systems? One of them.
Yeah.
$229 for like a high capacity 9mm. That's cheap.
crazy.
Yeah.
Steadley says most Southern cooking was for the poors.
I guess it goes to show. It's
yeah.
true. I guess it goes to show that the manufacturing price on plastic guns like that isn't
Cheap.
really high.
Yeah.
It's the setup, I guess, that's expensive.
Once you get your molds figured out and all that stuff.
Yep.
You're
This
probably-
setting up these molds is.
Yeah.
Those guns in Turkey probably cost them to make.
20?
Probably cost
Five.
them. If they're selling it for $2 something here, it probably costs them
$50.
$50-$80 to make, probably. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. On a bad day.
The pant says lobster used to be fed to prisoners.
Yeah, and they almost revolted. Boston, there was almost a revolt at a Boston prison back in the 20s
Because they were
because
feeding them.
they were
lobster?
tired of lobster.
Well, it probably
Wasn't enough
prepared.
butter. Yeah. No,
Yeah.
no butter
It was
and
like
lemon.
dinner lobster every day.
Yeah.
Lobster turned into a rich person's food, but actually lobster now, it's such an abundance, I guess, that it's a lot cheaper than it used to be. So-
Yes.
You know the poor to rich food that drives me the craziest?
Mm-hmm.
Freaking chicken wings. Nobody, not even that long ago, nobody wanted chicken wings until it became like a fad thing, and now
That's a big
go
deal.
to places it's like
All right.
$1 a wing.
Because
Like
it's a good thing to eat. You don't have a lot. It's
Speaking of wings,
I love them, but they're too expensive.
on Monday we're coming back from our trip up to see tanks and the trucks. So we passed Nottingham going up, and Nottingham is the only Hooters in the whole country.
Mm-hmm.
So we swing into Nottingham to go to Hooters.
Mhm.
There's no place to park in the park.
Nottingham.
Nottingham.
Yeah, Nottingham.
And,
Nottingham.
And yeah.
Yeah,
that
you can't
place.
pronounce the A that much. Nottingham. Yeah, go ahead.
So we park on the street, like around the corner, and we walk in, and the guy says, "Do you have a reservation?" And
Did
a
you show him your
reservation-
Hooters card? Be like, bitch, move out the
You
way.
don't know who I
Yeah.
am?
I
Don't
said,
make me pull my.
I said, "Her reservation." He goes, "Yeah, tonight's all you can eat wings." tonight."
Oh.
So everybody was lined up at the trough. So he said, "Oh, the wait's about an hour." So I'm like, "Fuck me, come on."
An hour? Wings
An
at a
hour.
Hooters?
Yeah, and so we go to the bar, we have a beer, we're standing there talking, me, Peggy, and Sean Darren, and we're sitting there talking, and then the girl gets us, and we finally sit down. It was probably about 20 minutes, but it wasn't anything to get crazy about. We had wings, it was all right, but I'd been there before.
Pretty
Sean
much the
never.
same?
Well, kind of, sort of. I mean,
Mhm.
yeah, there was a lot of people.
It tastes like American chicken.
Yeah. Shout out to Harry's Holsters. I see him out there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So if you're in Nottingham, don't go on Monday night when it's all you can eat wings because it was crowded.
And shout out to Scorched Earth Firearms, Rod Mills. He says Hank was in Nottingham. Yeah.
Nottingham. Yeah, Nottingham.
And then there's some kind of crazy ass thing about
Oh, nice.
Yankee Marshall inviting me. Yankee Marshall hasn't
Yeah, I
asked me
guess.
shit. He has
says
my number.
He made a recent video asking you to be on.
Yeah, so that's how
Which-
we do.
which-
That's how we do
I was
shit
gonna
now.
say, yeah,
That's how we do shit. He has my number. I've communicated with him before, but he doesn't answer texts and all that stuff. So I guess he just makes. I haven't seen it. So yeah,
No big.
Huh?
No worries. No worries.
Yeah.
As they say across the pond.
Videos.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. What else? I don't know. I mean, that's like some kind of silly game, I guess, that people. That some people want to play.
Well,
Yeah. Go ahead, Walter. Sorry.
No,
I'm
that's
listening
okay.
to you. Yeah.
That's what's it about?
Listen, ultimately, listen. I'm happy that those guys seem to raise a lot of money for the cause in Washington State or whatever. I wish that we didn't have to like torture people into stuff. I don't think that's the way to go about it, like harassing people. But I guess Yankee Marshall has a bunch of loyal trolls that go out there and.
I mean,
and
remember,
attack people.
and I have before I talk shit, I have respect for him for helping me out with when Buckshot was injured. Like I have a lot.
Yeah,
of
we're
respect
only
for
gonna let that go so far, though.
Exactly,
I'm only riding that shit so far, man. Before I call bullshit, as you know,
the thing here is his personality. Of course, I feel like is going to attract a certain type of audience, and that's just the way it is.
Yeah, I understand that.
Because Yankee, as far as I can tell, likes to stir the pot. That's how he gets views. His way of getting views is by stirring the pot. So you're going to get people that enjoy that sort of content going for that sort of content, which I would say the people that watch your channel or any of our stuff they're not pot stirrers. I would say. I don't know. That's how I feel.
I'll stir the pot. In them up, but
yeah. As I said, stop the challenges challenge. I'm taking the stop the challenge. I challenge Yankee Marshall, all his trolls, everybody else out there, you guys, everyone within the sound of my voice. I challenge you to take the stop the challenges challenge. And if you don't, you're not a patriot. I am a patriot. You know, I love America. So I'm taking the stop the challenges challenge. Yeah, that's what I'm doing. So let's just play that fucking game. See how that goes. Mirror effect, mofos.
Oh man.
Yeah. So
I'm stepping back. Let it go. Come on. Get wound up. Get going. Come on. One thing about.
Go ahead.
One thing about over there and across the pond, man. They got some crazy prices on stuff that we take for granted here.
Okay.
Like what?
Some of the, like buying a bayonet, some of the I was like, holy fuck, you want how much for a German bayonet? It's like, God almighty, you know?
Yeah, because of all that stuff, because of all that, what? Is Lola saying language or something?
What happened?
Yeah.
Missed something.
Yeah.
I think it's because a lot of the reenactors buy that stuff too and pay crazy prices for this stuff. But it's like, man, there's no deals over there in some of this stuff. I was really surprised, but I guess I shouldn't be. So.
Yeah. So let's see here. How was the British boobies in Hooters that you waited an hour for? How was it?
I'll take the Clearwater Hooters. Okay.
Okay. Understood.
But then again, I know some of those girls too, so it's like, you know, I get I get a hug when I leave and stuff. So. You know,
they weren't as receptive over there.
Well, they were busy. They're fucking working their ass off, bringing those wings.
Oh yeah, well yeah. If that was going on, I could imagine. Do you guys want to talk about this thing with FPSRussia?
I don't know anything about it.
I have no idea what you're talking about.
Well, okay. I know way back. I think.
Go ahead.
When we start, I think over a year ago, FPS got into this whole thing. I guess where he got arrested for something connected to weed, marijuana, something along those lines.
CBD oil and
something like that was going on. But I don't really think that was what was happening. I know that the Tyven Show sent me a link to his podcast, I think, which I guess came out in the last couple of days, and he was talking that he actually went up to court. He said, so I'm not going to go back through the whole thing. I think if you guys look it up, you could probably see the podcast. Hold on, let me see. I could probably pull up what the link was to that maybe and throw that up there. Let me see.
So I don't mean to cut to the chase, but obviously he didn't get thrown in the jail.
He got arrested initially, I guess bonded out, and then has been waiting to go to court. I don't know exactly how that all goes. So I'm guessing this is now his court date?
Yeah, so here, let me see. I'm going to try to, let me see if I can go through to, I'm going to try to go through to this link here. Let's see if it takes me through to YouTube. Okay, cool. So I'm trying to figure out the name of his podcast here, and I'm pulling it up. It's PKA, and the episode number is
research on what central booking in New York is like. By the way, spoil.
So it's PKA episode number 444, and if you look there, you know, FPS is like he's in there and he's talking about this whole thing. So I guess he got arrested for this thing somehow, and when they came to his house, they found some guns. They tried to put a lot of charges on him, and he says initially he was looking at like 31 years or something like that.
That's crazy.
But they were trying to get him to plea deal to get him to do like 2 years or something. Ultimately,
did he not take it?
Well, he did do a plea deal. Ultimately, he took like 2 months, and he doesn't have. I think he it's like a probationary thing, which he says he's been on since then. So they've been like randomly drug testing him and all that kind of stuff. He had to go do some rehab stuff, and then he may have to go into a halfway house for 2 months, but there's no bed available. So yeah, that's what's going on with that. It looks like he was pretty worried about this whole thing and spent some money, but it's for the most part now it's over. He's been sentenced and all that, but I think he's probably lost his gun rights at this point.
Yeah, I'm guessing so.
Yeah, so it's too bad. I mean, and I know when I was looking at it, the big thing that the folks, there was like a comedian on there that I recognize and some other people in the podcast. I don't look at that on a regular basis. The big thing about it is that, hey, this is a thing, this whole weed thing. Then they try to connect it to the guns, but I don't think the judge was going for that. Like, they were trying to tell the judge that he had all these guns over there, and the judge was like, so what? I mean, he's not they try to get him for distributing. This is what he was saying, because he had I guess he had some girls. I always thought he was married, but I guess not. I guess he had some girlfriends and stuff like that, and maybe they, took
Did they buy from him?
They took a toke or whatever, and apparently, according to these guys, if you're over there and you're smoking on a joint and you share it with someone, yeah, well, to them, that's what it is. So, and then they try to link that to the guns, which is a completely separate thing. So ultimately, I think he's going to get like 2 months. Kind of like he has to go to a halfway house, and then he'll be on probation maybe for a couple of years.
Yeah,
or
but
something.
Is that a felony?
That's the main thing. Yeah,
because you won't lose. If it's not a felony, you ain't gonna lose your gun rights.
In Georgia,
I don't know where in any kind of orgia. It's got to be a felony.
I don't think. I don't think he's able to vote and all that stuff right now. I didn't look at the complete thing. Like I said, I looked at a lot of it, but I think in Georgia, when those kind of things come up, you kind of lose some rights. But why are they? Obviously Georgia still has those laws on the books, and we're looking at a lot of states that are removing those laws. I think New York right now is looking at removing it and removing convictions and stuff.
It don't matter till the feds do it.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, so that's one thing I did get out of this. He said it started out as a state case, but like the search warrant and all that kind of stuff was kind of weak. So in order to get something on him, they took it up to federal. So this court that he went and pled guilty and got sentenced to was federal. So I'm assuming that's why he no longer is, is going to be able to do all those things. So,
sounds like.
It's interesting. It's interesting. I think he also I was looking at it. There's some kind of lawsuit that he's planning once he gets through all his stuff.
Maybe somebody
might be hearing about that at some point.
Some monkey business. You know what I'm saying?
I think he said someone he was working with didn't do what they were supposed to do, and at some point he's going to kick out a lawsuit. So we'll see. I don't know if that has anything to do with the gun world.
Well, probably not.
But we'll see. We'll hear about it when we hear about it. So, listen, for him, the ordeal is over. I guess he could have fought it. He said he could have fought the whole entire thing, but ultimately he would have been taking a risk, and he didn't feel like taking those kinds of risks. So that's
it could go in a direction that you didn't want it to go in when you keep fighting and fighting and fighting. So.
Yeah. It looks like now he's from what he was talking about. First of all, it looks like he's putting on some weight. Maybe he's getting older. Mm-hmm. Listen, I'm not knocking him.
What episode was this of the podcast?
444 of the PKA podcast. So it looks like he's into cooking and stuff like that now. So maybe he's doing a YouTube video somewhere about that.
PKA is Painkiller Already is the name of the podcast.
Yeah, it's very interesting. He obviously was not using the crazy Russian accent, which he does not use. He doesn't talk like that. He's a very nice guy if you meet him in person. Yeah.
I almost keep saying Germany. No, he's from Georgia.
Georgia.
Yeah.
And he's still in Georgia. One of the things that happened here is that he was in Georgia. Here's my advice. Look, if you like the marijuana, if you like the ganja, go to some of the states where it's recreational.
When did 444 come out? Because I see 443. Never mind. Here it is.
Yeah.
444 with Steve Hofstetter, Kyle sentencing, friend's heart attack.
Yeah.
Okay. Yep, I got it. 4 hours of podcast?
Yeah, it's a lot. I couldn't look at the whole
Christ.
thing, but I did look. I think I looked at like 2 hours of it. So.
Holy shit!
It seems like a good podcast. It seems like a cool podcast. Looks like they talk about a lot of different things. Look like they have fun. Looks like he's playing a bunch of games. He says he's a big fan of PUBG.
Yeah, PUBG's pretty fun.
Yeah, so he's probably out there.
You go play some whatchamacallit tonight.
Yeah. He already had an audience.
Oh, I guarantee he's still doing fine money-wise.
Yeah, well, I don't know who has ownership over FPS. I think he has joint ownership.
Joint ownership.
Yeah, bad things.
Oh,
that's not a good thing. Look, this is some of the stuff that goes on here, man. People need to have
if you're
ownership
gonna play,
of things.
you gotta pick your.
Yeah, listen, you have to decide what you want to do. I think that just wound up happening because originally when he went into this, the guy that was his partner or something had all the guns. But he said that he was a manufacturer, so I think they were somehow in business together in all of this
He was
stuff.
the one that got killed. They think he got murdered.
Yeah, but FPS says that he was a manufacturer.
Double tap suicide or whatever.
Yeah. He was talking about one of the reasons that they got away with shifting this thing over to federal and all that was because he had suppressors. So even though the warrant wasn't right, there was something wrong with the warrant. They proved
NFA stuff is
they proved in court that they would have gotten it anyway because he has NFA stuff. So that was interesting.
That's a stretch.
I'm just telling you, got to look at the podcast. This is what he was saying.
I know that, but just because you have NFA stuff. Yeah. Once again, that'd be a thing you'd have to fight.
Yeah, he decided he didn't want to fight it, man. I mean, that happens sometimes. But
get the bed in the rehab.
If I know I didn't do anything wrong, I wouldn't give up my my right to vote, which he's probably lost that from pleading guilty to some federal stuff here. My right to guns, but then again, I don't like drugs either. So.
Exactly.
Just say you're an illegal and you'll get to vote automatically.
Yeah,
or you can just claim that you're dead.
Just switch over to a Mexican accent, FPSRussia. You be good. You'd be it's all good. For that matter, if he does the Russian accent and says,
he's a Russian immigrant.
Go to a sanctuary state.
I'm a collusionist. I'm a collusionist.
Is Atlanta a sanctuary city? I don't know. Probably not.
Imagine that.
There's other words for Atlanta.
Yeah. Hootie Who says, say no to drugs. Illegal is illegal. And that's the truth. You gotta deal with this.
Until that changes, it is the law of the land. So if you want to play with guns and you want to have your ganja, well.
Yeah. So did you guys see that Senator Bob Menendez in New Jersey put forward let me see. Hold on a second here.
Yeah, I saw that.
Let's see. I'm doing the wrong one.
Something with suppressor unrelated?
Suppressor. It's on recoil. Senator Menendez introduces legislation to ban silencers.
You see the sign behind him or something? The
Bob Menendez, U.S. Senator.
Silence is deadly or something or whatever it is. Like
it says hear the weapon, save a life.
Yeah, hear the weapon, save a life. Yeah.
If you hear the weapon, you're probably dead already.
You're dead, motherfucker.
Oh God, it doesn't work like that.
All these silly slogans.
That's so stupid.
That they're getting into. Yeah.
Of course, you gotta drag a couple mother types behind you. Kind of overweight white women behind you to kind of.
That know nothing about anything.
Yeah.
Yeah, because there was one incident that happened with suppressors. We don't even know what happened, but everyone's gonna bandwagon this bad boy and jump all over.
Yeah, we still don't know anything, right?
Nope.
Yeah.
Probably never will because it's kind of like the dude that mailed all the packages to all the Democrats. Whatever happened to him?
Never heard from again.
Never goes into the abyss.
Yeah. Yeah. Of course, we're gonna have a bunch of things coming out. This is the whole thing, man. Every state, there's things going on in every single state, so we have to obviously stay vigilant with all of this stuff.
I got I got a thing from the Second Amendment Foundation, and they've actually won some lawsuits and stuff here.
Good.
And some of the stuff in other places, yeah. So
yeah. So go ahead.
There's all kinds of stuff going on, not all negative. So
yeah. since we're talking about you traveling and all that stuff, Walter, I'm kind of wondering why you didn't make like a little pit stop on your way back to the good old United States of Americas. Why didn't you stop over in the Dominican Republic for a couple of weeks?
Well, first thing, I don't blend in very well there. Secondly, I have no connections to the Mexican drug cartels, so I'd probably be pretty safe.
Well, that's not even what I'm talking about. I don't know if you know this, but there's been over 10 American tourists that have died in the Dominican Republic.
Well, all I know about is David Ortiz being shot in the back because he was hanging out with a dude that was wanted for the Mexican drug cartel types.
Yeah. He might be a kingpin himself, but that stuff is getting covered up right now. But here's
is that what they think? Is that like the rumor or something?
No, I haven't heard anything like that.
There was something like that going out there, or he was messing with some kingpin's
somebody's
girlfriend,
wife, or
something like that.
Oh, really? Oh,
yeah. He's flirting around.
First time I heard it was mistaken identity, but
of course that's what they always say.
He's not somebody.
And aliens aren't real either. That was mistaken identity. That was a weather balloon.
He's a national hero. They're not going to mistake him.
Okay, I don't know if you know what David Ortiz looks like, but he is a large fella. You know, he's thick and big, and you would
big poppy.
Yeah. You're not going to mistake him for some scrawny little drug dude.
He's a national hero in his country.
Yeah.
He is well known for what he does.
But he also does have a very if you even look at the video, you can immediately, if you look at that video, see which one is him, the big black dude sitting in.
Yeah, they knew exactly what was happening.
Yeah. Harry's holster says he's trying to imagine Walter as El Chapo. So check this out. I'm going to throw this up here if I could do this right.
Nice watches and whatnot.
Yeah, so check this out. I got
a new watch. Too.
Hold on. We'll get to that here in a second. Let's deal with this and then we can move on. Give me 1 second. Okay. Another American tourist dies in the Dominican Republic. Wow. That's what's going on here. An American died last week while vacationing in the Dominican Republic, bringing the total number of U.S. citizens who died while traveling on the island to at least 8 this year and 11 in the past year.
Died due to violence?
No.
They don't know.
Victoria Caruso, 56, died on June 17th while vacationing on the island. What's happening with a lot of these people, we can go into it, but what's happening, they're just finding them in their hotel room. So it's either some kind of liquor that they're drinking from the mini fridge in the hotel room or something else that causes respiratory problems for them. And those people get sick, and then maybe a couple of hours or a few days later, they die.
Well, don't drink that stuff.
Yeah. Don't go to the Dominican Republic. How about that?
Well,
there's lots of other places to go to. How about you don't go to the Dominican Republic? Just take a break.
Can I ask a quick question?
Sure. What's up?
This is totally 100% off topic, but Cory Booker, who would he pay the reparations to himself? How would that work?
Cory Booker. I'm not.
He's half white. He's half black, and he says blacks need reparations. Does he take one pocket and put it in the other pocket? How does that work?
Now, Henry, let me ask you another question. So, my wife, if you do a genetic thing and you got like 1/10 black blood,
then you get 1/10 of that reparations money. Why not?
Yeah. So you know what? By the time it gets done, you're going to get a quarter.
They can't. How are they going to sort all of this out? How are they going to sort it out?
They can't.
No,
so,
listen.
Once again, that all plays into
Obama needs to do the same thing. Chaos, he needs to pay himself.
Create chaos.
Anyways,
that's the whole.
I want to see any watch before we go. We got 3 minutes.
If you want, instead of reparations, how about you get rid of the 13th, the part of the 13th Amendment that allows them to imprison you just for for any crime that you commit, that allows them to make you into a slave and work you. And get them out. How about that?
Okay.
How about we get rid of that?
That ain't gonna happen. No, so, anyways.
No. Oh, okay. Well, none of those are happening. Oh, you have to go get this watch? You have to go get it?
Yeah.
All right, go ahead. Go get it. Yeah, go get the watch. Yeah.
What was it that said that? Night Train says Cory Booker is a male version of AOC.
Yeah.
I don't know.
There's a lot of other things. I think there's a lot of other things they could do. One of the things I know is that we have too many laws. They need to get rid of some freaking laws.
Yeah, I'm on board with that. That's one of the things. And like people going to jail because they had weed, or having to give up their rights to vote because of weed or own guns and all that is bullshit. Yeah. And those are things that I would rather see
them do than all this reparations. I don't know where the hell they're getting that from. Yeah. And do I get exempt? Like if I'm from the.
Did you read what Red Bear put? Red Bear says reparations on the way. Buy Newport stuff.
Yeah. Do I get exempted from it? Like, you know. So like let's say the people who were in America that didn't have anything to do with this, do they get exempted? Like, does Walter get exempted from paying the tax for that since his family had nothing to do with this?
My people just got here in the 50s.
Exactly.
And that was the 1950s, not the 1850s.
Yeah, absolutely.
401s? Is that the other cheap cigarette brand?
Yeah. OE, lots of O English.
Oh yeah.
Wait, is this a German watch?
It's the German Luftwaffe knockoff looking watch. Yeah.
Yeah. Is it a Zinn?
No, this is it's sold by Miltech. Sturm.
Miltech. Oh,
it's a
okay.
knockoff.
Looks good.
Well, you say knockoff. It's not like a Chinese knockoff. It's just a replica.
Well,
is it automatic or is it quartz?
Well, it had a little. It's probably a what do you call it? It's clicking. It's ticking.
Yeah, it's probably a quartz then.
So it had a little thing on the neck where you pulled it out to, I guess, let the battery do its thing. So
you want to see my broken watch again?
Oh,
not your fancy one, is it?
Yeah, hold on.
What's broken about it?
A little pearl fell out today on my Tudor.
Oh.
Little pearl. It's normally right here at 12 o'clock. Yeah, it fell out.
You need to put a diamond in there.
Yeah.
I need to put something fancy.
Bling it up. Bling it up.
I already have a new bezel. The bezel insert, I already have one on order, so it'll be here next week.
Since everyone's showing their watch, I am rocking an NFW.
Those NFWs.
Nice freaking watch.
They fit your wrist.
This is it's quartz, but it's pretty tough. This is a tough watch. And then when you buy these NFW watches, a portion of the money goes to World War II veterans and other folks in the military, but World War II veterans, it helps get the ones who are still out there to go have some fun adventures and stuff like that. I'm trying to get the guy from NFW Watch to come on the show.
That'd be cool.
He's in New York. So there you go. And Night Train says Tudor is a bougie watch.
It is, yeah. But this one's a family heirloom. I didn't pay for it.
It's basically a Rolex for the poors.
Pretty much, yeah. No, I'm one of the poors, I guess.
Speaking of Rolex,
I have a Tudor. It's nice. And Tudors are cool, and that's a cool one because it has some Rolex markings. Go ahead.
I was chatting with my new friend from England. We went to go see about the tank, and we started talking about watches because he had a Rolex on. Mm-hmm. It's kind of like mine, a silver colored, stainless steel one. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. But he had mine's the one with the thicker crystal, which is the one that they don't make anymore. Mm-hmm. And he goes, you know how much that's worth?
Oh, I bet a lot.
And I'm like, no, I know what I paid for it. And he goes, those things are going for like on eBay or like on different places for like 10,000 pounds.
10,000 pounds? It's what, $13,000?
Yeah, 13 something. Yeah.
I only paid $5 for it.
Oh, yeah, and that's a good deal for that.
Yeah.
So I'm like, really? And Sean Darren's in the background, sell it.
Take it. Take the money right now.
He goes, trade it. Like trade it for the track
for a truck?
vehicle.
Oh,
trade it.
Okay. Yeah.
So if I trade it, I ain't gonna be able to get another one. So no, I ain't trading.
Yeah. So Harry's Holsters has a question here on the subject of watches. He says, Walter, a serious question. If you use your watches for Instagram marketing, do you get to write a portion of it off? You're gonna have to ask your accountant. That's my answer. What's your answer, Walter?
Yeah, the same. I dittos.
Ask your accountant.
Maybe I don't know how that would work.
Yeah, I think
this one was 50 pounds. Okay, so that's not
50
this
pounds.
is not a high end
not
watch.
Okay, that is definitely a knockoff.
Yeah,
but it's cool looking.
Yeah,
I've seen them before. I've seen them before for sale, but I'd never seen one in person. So that's what made me buy it.
The Germans make some cool watches. I had a German watch from Watch Gang. I don't know if you remember that, Patrick.
Yeah.
There was a German watch that came in from Watch Gang. I think I gave it to what's his name, Gabe.
Oh, maybe. Okay.
Yeah, I gave it to Gabe.
Shots
so it was
nice.
nice.
I think.
This thing didn't say anything about China on it, but it said Deutschland, so I don't know if it's.
The Germans make some cool watches.
Yeah,
precision.
Yeah.
precision watches. I think Zen is one of them. There's a couple of different other marks out there from the Germans. So there you go. Yeah. Camp David says, welcome back, Walter, and good show, gents. By the way, reparations have been being made. It's called affirmative action.
Welfare.
We need to get over those kinds of things and like move on. That's my personal opinion on that. We got lots of other.
That you can't dwell on the past. You'll never, you gotta go forward. So.
Yeah. And Harry's Holster says, if the answer is yes, then I'm taking a trip to the islands on my bank account. I was about to take a serious hit. Yeah. Depends on what you do. Depends on what you do to be able to rationalize that. Probably Harry's Holsters, that has nothing to do with holsters. Your accountant's going to try to find out if you're now in the watch marketing business or something. That's what I say about it. Yeah, so I think that's how it depends. Listen, when I talk to my accountant, most of the stuff he's like, no, you can't. No matter what you do, you're going to have to pay taxes. So that's what happens every year. We owe money, we pay the taxes to the government. And that's how it works out. You can't write off as much as you think. You know what I'm saying? I've already had that conversation. Many times. I can't write off all my guns. I think you get a little. I get a little something, but they don't let you. They don't let you take as much as you think out of that. It doesn't really work that way.
Well, you get up to a point and you get to them. You've already taken all you can take.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah. So ultimately, I wouldn't do it for that reason.
Aaron Viking got my watch from a Happy Meal.
Yeah.
Well, if it's an old Happy Meal, it might be collectible.
Maybe it's worth something.
You never know.
Yeah. That's the guy that I think came over from Yankee Marshall or whatever that says he's been watching the channel and all that kind of stuff. Which if you've been watching, I appreciate it. This is probably his first time commenting. I suggest he hang out with us and see that we've done 405 episodes talking about the Second Amendment, fighting for stuff, giving money, helping people.
Just can't let it go.
Oh wait, should I start? Wait, I don't know. Should I start bragging about something? No, actually, I'm not. Go. No, really. The truth is you know what? I just don't think we should. I don't think we should start talking about how many guns we've given away. How many times we fight for the second? Because I don't know what we're doing here in these 405 episodes.
6 minutes over. Thanks for.
We've just been talking about watches for 405 episodes, babyface Walter. God. We haven't been. I don't know, Patrick. You probably don't know what this is, but if you remember last week sometime when this whole thing was going on, and I was talking about the 1639 thing. And I think Guns and Gadgets was on, and he said that he gave like $500, and he has like 5 autistic children, but and he's a police officer, so he doesn't have that kind of money. He gave $500 to that cause, and then you gave some money. So there was a guy. Yeah, it's not. I don't think it's Aaron, but there was another guy that was mad because I didn't say how much money I gave to the cause, so I'm a horrible person.
I saw the comment.
Yeah, which is crazy. I don't think people should spend their life bragging about stuff. You should do. I'm not saying you shouldn't take a bow every now and then, but
I forgot to hit anonymous because whenever I give stuff like that, I don't like putting my name on it. I just marking it anonymous. Yeah. But I forgot to.
Oh. Well, listen, I don't think that everyone, first of all, when a guy, I know that you reacted because you were just hearing about it and you on the air went and did something. And then, Guns and Gadgets, when a guy says that he gave $500 and he has 5 autistic children, you don't try to one up the dude.
No, God, no.
When a guy who's a police officer. So we know he's not pulling down millions or anything like that. I don't think you get into all that stuff. But I think it's good that people gave and all that. I just think it's terrible that now what we're doing is basically we're having these terroristic maneuvers where everyone's going out there and torturing people and just making some people get sick and tired of the bullshit. But we'll see what happens. I've been fighting for the second. That's the whole reason why I do this thing. I have a other channel that I don't pay attention to. because every day I'm over here doing this, but I'm not really sure why I'm doing it. I'm you know, if it's not for the Second Amendment, I don't know what I'm doing it for. So
we all got our things we do to help out.
Yeah. So, and I'm not talking about like any particular person. I'm talking about the people who are out there, which I saw on my social media and other people's social media, just harassing the living daylights out of gun guys who fight and give money and talk about things and make videos about things over and over again, and then harassing those people the way that they were me. I don't, you know, for me personally, I don't give a shit. But I know that there's folks out there who won't say anything, right? They don't like getting into these things. And the whole reason that I did this show, so when people are doing dumb shit like that, I could say, hey, chill out with this nonsense. You know, take it easy. Everyone's out here fighting. Everyone has a cause. Every state has things going on. And we should give and do what we can do. And we also should, there's some people out there that cannot give money, you know, but what they can do is share things and pay attention to it and call up their congressman and all that. So we'll see. But as I told you guys, if Yankee Marshall wants me to come on his show, I don't know how he makes a video about it instead of like calling me up, which he has my number and he has lots of ways again. When I posted something on Instagram, he was commenting on it. He has ways of talking to me, but he actually would prefer to be a drama queen and get up there and make videos about it. So
oh, by the way, it's after 9. So
yeah, all right. So let's wrap it up. Let's wrap it up. Let's do it. I mean, I don't know if anyone. Do you think that I would actually be worried about like going on a thing? I mean, I did have Yankee Marshall come here on my show so he could specifically call Colin Noir and Uncle Tom. I think that I'm not worried. I don't think I'm worried about that shit. All right, listen. Okay, fine. Okay. Let's wrap it up. You guys want to be nice.
Okay.
Yeah. Don't wake up the Guyanese dragon. Don't do it. Yeah. You'll see how ghetto.
Hey Hank, how can we see your stuff?
All right. Go ahead. Let's see. Who should we go with? Let's go with Walter. How
Facebook,
can the people
Instagram,
out there?
Twitter, all that fun stuff. Boom. So safetyfirearms.com and STEM-Parts.com. By the way, if you haven't been to Safety Hour Firearms in a while.com.
Yeah.
Stent Parts and Safety Hour Firearms are one now.
One.
They
Emerging.
joined forces. They crossed the beams.
Okay.
And it's one now.
Yes.
The yin and the yang are together.
Yes. Cats are sleeping with dogs.
and having little freakazoids. Yeah.
Yeah. So, it's like that's from Ghostbusters. All right, cool. Okay. So you guys are all one thing now, but there's still people can go to either one and it'll bring them to the same thing.
Yep, you can get it either way. SafetyHourFirearms.com or STEMParts.com or SHTF50.com or KEG12.com. You'll get it all. So
yeah, and I threw up a quick video on Instagram with the vertical stent.
Yes, you did. I shared that. I reposted that too.
Yeah. It's running like a sewing machine.
Yep, we're going to have to run it some more.
But it's weird that the shell casings dribble out like a guy who has gonorrhea.
I can't even see the shell casings. What are you talking about,
it's
man?
Dribbling out from the top. Look at the video again. You can see it just dribbling like pathetically. But the gun is running, so it's weird. You've seen that.
When it didn't have an extractor in it. That's probably when it's
running. I think that's where that particular video is from. Yeah, all right, Babyface P, who has now changed his lighting once again.
The camera, I'm telling you, camera loves it. Baby_face P on Instagram, Babyface P on YouTube. Go check out the video I did on Instagram. We had a big lathe revelation over the weekend. Otherwise, I will have a new video coming out this week on welding in the rails, maybe populating the barrel of the AK. So that should be coming out. Hopefully we can get it worked on tomorrow, finish it up and work on it, and get it out this week. So we'll see.
Okay. And I have a question to ask you. How much do you have to get paid to make a tactical dildo on your lathe?
Make a tactical... I'm not sure.
I'm asking for a friend. No, I'm just kidding.
What qualifies a tactical dildo?
Yeah.
If it goes
Does it have a magazine?
If it goes on a Picatinny rail, that's what it is. You don't know what I'm talking about.
You get the money, I'll make whatever you want.
And on that note...
Yes. Look it up, people. It's a thing. It's an actual thing. So anyway, remember, we're not going to be here tomorrow. I want to thank all the people hanging out with us, all the comments and all that kind of good stuff. We won't be here tomorrow. We'll be taking care of some things. We'll see you Wednesday. Obviously, we'll be here Thursday and Friday as well. Yeah.
It's not like anybody's in trouble. It's all good stuff.
No. We just
gotta have some family time.
Yeah. Family things must be done. All right, so that's pretty much it. I will see you guys. Thanks a lot, Walter. Welcome back. Good to have you back in America. Patrick was trying to get you deported.
It was all on me.
Yeah, I'm sure it was him.
Yeah. All right, we're out of here, guys. I'll see ya. Peace out. See ya.